facing each other again. So what does Scott do to turn this thing around?
Well, Scotty's just got to go right after these guys the way John Landon did last night. And he can't mess around with these big bats in the middle of the lineup. Let the other guys in the lineup do the damage. And it was like a guy like Cody Ross that took hand deep. And if that's going to happen, then so be it. But we've handled the middle of the lineup quite well, whether it be Hermida, Cantu, or Ramirez. Here's your PNC. He's got to keep the ball down. He's got a great changeup. He's got a good heater. You got to tie these guys up inside like John Landon did last night. Jam them. If you got to hit a few of them, so be it. And then you got to keep to the beat of what Landon and Martis have been doing before you. 6-7 innings would be great with the lead, and then turn it over to our bullpen.
Olsen's most recent start Sunday at Atlanta, he was outstanding for 3 2/3. Couldn't get the third out of the fourth inning and gave up 3 runs, and the Braves went on to win 8-5. Defensively, with Dukes pulled from the lineup, Roger Bernardina gets a start in center. That's not even his best position, but he's really good in center. And then Josh Bard gets the start, switch hitting catcher behind the plate against the hard stuff and very good moving stuff of Josh Johnson. Roger is fun to watch in the field on the bases, and let's see, we hope we get to see him do both today. Stepping in, Emilio Bonifacio, batting .378. On base average of .391. He is slumping a bit suddenly. We are underway a few minutes late at 1:08. And it's a beautiful day, 71 degrees, just a few wisps of cloud overhead. And the fans are still coming in out there in left center field. Good fastball up and away to Bonifacio. Now let's see if Scott might bust him inside, because we got tired, Rob, of seeing him stroking little base hits to right field on pitches away.
Agreed.
But they're going to work him away. He pulls it. Zimmerman to his left, and Ryan got rid of it in a hurry. He pulled Nick off the bag, but it was close enough.
Well, and I'd like to see exactly what John Landon did last night, which was challenge these guys inside with fastballs, throw a lot of cutters and sliders, and you know, go through the lineup the first time without showing every one of your pitches that you have featured today, so that you have something mysterious the second and third time through.
Here's Jeremy Hermida, lefty-lefty matchup here. One game underway already this afternoon. JoJo Reyes for the Braves, Ian Snell for the Pirates. 1-0 Bucks in Pittsburgh in the third inning. It must have started at noon over there. There's a big breaking ball. 0-2. Hermida at .281 to start the season with a homer, 3 RBIs. Nats respect him. They really don't shift on him at all. Pretty much play him straight up all over. Hernandez takes care of it. And a good start by Olsen with a couple of ground balls, as he will now face Hanley Ramirez. Rob Drake has the plate today. Crew chief Jeff Kellogg will tomorrow. Mark Wegner at second and Tim Timmons third base. The Marlins are 9-1. They've won 5 in a row. They're the only unbeaten team on the road in Major League Baseball at 4-0. The Dodgers are the only unbeaten team at home at 4-0. Hanley Ramirez to Anderson Hernandez. And Hanley Ramirez is 0 for 6 in the series. A good first for Scott.
Lineup by Manny Active because simply he was late for work. He attended an autograph session this morning with some local youngsters, which is a good thing. The team encourages work in the community, but it was not set up by the team. And the fact of the matter is he was late for work. That's not going to be tolerated, so he's not in the starting lineup, Bob.
There you have it. And that's why Roger Bernardina is in there batting 7th and playing center field.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't that rumor about him and midgets. So he's helping the kids in the community. I like it.
Here's Anderson Hernandez, the second baseman, hitting .308, on base average of .357, and he's 4 out of 13 to start the season. Left-handed, 2 for 9. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Nationals are hitting .280. They're tied with the Marlins for 3rd in the league in batting average, behind St. Louis and the Mets. Josh Johnson has been amazing. 15 2/3, 15 strikeouts, 12 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned run. He's 2-0 with an 0.57. And that's a little contact hitter getting around extremely late. Fastball for a strike, hit well to right field. The ball was trapped by Cody Ross, who did a pretty good job of keeping it from skipping by him, because Hernandez would have been off to the races. So here's the rest of the lineup. Nick Johnson next, then Zimmerman, Dunn, Bard, and Kerns 3 through 6. Roger Bernardina replaces Dukes, who was going to bat 5th. And then there's Alberto Gonzalez, who's been nothing short of outstanding. 3 for 5. He is 6 for 12 on the year. And then Scott Olsen's a pitcher who can handle the bat as well. He's the best puncher on this staff. Here's Nick. Low and inside to Johnson, who's 11 for 31. The lower half of the strike zone right at the knees there as Josh Johnson busts him inside. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks in Nick's at bat so far. And I think the fact that he has walked so little indicates he's seeing pitches to hit because of the guys behind him. A lot of times when Nick is seeing the ball well, and that's whenever he's healthy, he probably averages close to a walk per 4 or 5 at bats. Maybe putting their red on will help out today, huh? Low and away, 2-1.
And I don't have a problem. You know, you're giving Elijah Dukes a day off, yes, for disciplinary reasons. But this is a tough righty. He's right-handed. Bernardina's a speedster. He's left-handed. Hit the ball well last night. Hopefully all these lefties will bother Johnson and we'll beat him.
Nick Johnson with a flare to center. 2 men up, 2 men on. And there haven't been too many times this year when Josh Johnson's given up more than 1 hit in any inning.
Here comes the PNC. Scouting report on Josh Johnson. He is big and strong. He was National League Player of the Week with that 2-0 start. Be ready to swing. As we've said, 16 innings pitched, 1 walk, 15 Ks. Since August of 2007, when he had his Tommy John surgery, he has come back stronger than ever. 16 starts, a 9-1 record this year, a half a run per outing. But bottom line is, going back to 2007 when Joe Girardi was the manager, it was a rain delay, 82-minute rain delay, let Josh Johnson return, and that's when he had shoulder and elbow problems.
Zimmerman goes up hacking on a pitch on his hands, fouls it away. And a big spot early for Ryan.
Now, Josh has never blamed Joe Girardi for that, but I was always taught that after about an hour, the starting pitcher is done for the day. So he brought him back after 82 minutes in a rain delay, and that's by August 2007. He needed the Tommy John ligament replacement transplant in the elbow.
Zimmerman, right field, out of play. Obviously, Ryan has a plan of not letting Josh Johnson get him to 0-2, but at least he has with foul balls.
Well, you got to be hacking. He throws strikes. He throws in the mid-90s. Good slider, good changeup. He's working on a fork ball. You know, not like he needs another pitch, but he's going to throw probably about 70 to 75% fastballs. Set up the slow off-speed stuff. You don't want to fall behind because then it's going to be expanding your own zone.
0-2 now. That's a front door breaking ball that's off the plate inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Ryan with a couple of hits last night got his batting average up to 262. 9 strikeouts and 42 at bats. 8 RBIs on a couple of home runs. And a breaking ball hit up the middle. Base hit. Coming home to score, Hernandez. Scampering to third, Nick Johnson. The Nationals are on the board with 3 consecutive singles. And Hanley Ramirez slowing down that ball.
Slow getting
Johnson
up.
Third base.
Well, this is Ryan Zimmerman right here, falling behind 0-2 right here to Josh Johnson. He's trying to hit that ball the other way. There you see the big breaker just missing 0-2. And then you see another breaking ball in the outer half of the plate. Ryan Zimmerman drives it back up the box. Hanley Ramirez cannot make the play, so a nice RBI single there. So far, no outs. We're in good shape, first and third, with Adam Dunn coming up, Bob.
Yes, sir. And not that you can win a game in the first inning, but an at bat right here by Adam Dunn could determine how the rest of this afternoon goes.
And here's the thing. He throws so hard, he supplies the power. If he's going to work you away 93 to 95, hit it that way. You can still take a guy deep when he throws this hard and he's supplying that kind of power. You don't have to try to pull everything.
On the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Adam Dunn at 310. His on base average is 512. Very good with runners in scoring position so far. 2 of his 3 homers, 8 of his 11 RBIs. He also
can't put the shift on either here, Bob.
Second in the league in walks, yeah, because of the runner at third. So at third base, nobody out, Nick Johnson. Ryan Zimmerman just collected his 9th RBI. He's on first. And Adam Dunn gives the Nats a big inning possibility here. Even a double play ball would make it 2-0. But he wants to lift that thing at least into the outfield. And here comes Hanley Ramirez to chat with Josh Johnson.
Well, he's already got his pitch count up to 17 right here. You don't want the big right-hander to throw about 25, 30 pitches if you can help it. So he's trying to say, hey, listen, forget the run. Let's try to get a double play ball here, and then we'll stop this rally right where it is. So he knows his big right-hander's overworking right now.
Look at that number with a 3-1 count.
Not too shabby.
He takes the walk and the bases are loaded, nobody out. And here's the interesting thing about Elijah Dukes being pulled out of the lineup. Instead of him up now, you have a left-handed hitting Josh Bard, who was bumped up to number 5. Marlins defensively, their usual outfield, they've reinserted Bonifacio at third base today. And Ronnie Paulino, the former Pirate, who had a nice game against the Nats down in Florida a week and a half ago, is behind the plate. They'll bat Paulino against left-handers. Baker, the left-handed hitter, against guys like Martis, etc. But he did start against John Lannon, trying to take away that changeup and sinker last night. Bard takes a breaking ball in there. Josh is 2 for 10 in 6 ball games. All of those at bats left-handed, and he's looking for his first Washington Nationals RBI. This guy's been around for a while. 8th year in the big leagues. Takes a hack. 0-2.
Well, if you were listening last night or watching the game, you heard Rick Eckstein, the hitting instructor here with the Nationals, say have the right approach coming up to the plate. Have a game plan. So hopefully Josh Bard has a good game plan. Try to put the ball in play, put some pressure on the defense, get us at least 1 run, maybe 2.
Now Josh Bard, remember, he had Zimmerman 0-2. Couldn't close him out. And then Dunn walked. And you got to get a pitcher like this early. Some kind of crooked number on the board. Fastball, no. 2-2.
Well, and I've talked about this too. 1-5-9, 3 of the hardest innings I feel as a pitcher to throw. And sometimes you come out, you don't have a great warm-up down there for 10-15 minutes before the game. You don't have your best breaking ball. Right now, Josh doesn't even have location of his fastball.
Josh Bard bounces it right past Marquise Grissom, foul. Austin Kerns in the number 7 spot. He was slated to start today. Then you have 2 speedsters. It's going to be fun down at the bottom of the order today. Bernardina with Gonzalez in front of a good bunter in Scott Olsen. Some things are shaping up well here. But that is the first out of the inning. And Bard doesn't like the call on a fastball away.
Well, you know you got to be swinging when a guy's got 2 walks in 17 innings to start the season. And right here against Bard, he starts out with the breaking ball, gets all his stuff together, throws a couple more. Fastball in between, 95 on the black. Big breaking ball, he fouls off, and then strikes him out with 96 on the black. Too close to take that pitch when you know the guy's going to be around the plate.
Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. On that pitch track, it looked like maybe the seam of the ball got the corner of the plate. That's how close it was. Austin Kerns off to a slow start now, 4 for 21.
Well, I talked to Manny Acta about when he got thrown out last night, and he was talking to the umpire about those edges of the plate and the fact that, you know, to Nolasco last night, he was really giving Nolasco a little bit more room than Lannon, and that was upsetting. And I talked about it last night. Just call it consistently both ways.
0-2 now. Josh Johnson's the kind of guy who could punch out the side after the bases are loaded and nobody out.
Well, you want to try to avoid that. You want to put the ball in play any way you can here. Try to avoid the double play ball, but try to get another run right here.
1-2 to Kerns. Fly ball, left field. See you later. Grand slam, 5-0.
Right down the middle with a hanging breaking ball. And Austin Kerns wastes no time putting that ball over the fence.
Caught it right out in front, Rob, like hitters love to do. My. 5 runs for the Nats here in the bottom of the first.
Well, pitch number 27, Bob, of the first inning. And it's a hanging breaking ball by Josh Johnson. And I told you last night, Major League hitters don't miss those pitches.
Roger Bernardina flies to left. Jeremy Hermida for the second out. So Kerns' second career grand slam. The first homer given up by Josh Johnson this year.
It doesn't look like he has his A game today. He's been trying to get those breaking balls over because he's had trouble locating the fastball. Not against Bard, of course, with the painting the black strike 3, but pretty much everybody else. He struggled with the command, trying to get it back with the slider, and it cost him.
Here's Alberto Gonzalez, 6 for 12, batting a cool 500 with a homer and 3 RBIs. By the way, Kerns, that was a big man's home run. That thing hit about halfway up the seats out there. Alberto got jammed. Dan Ugla has it, and the Nationals put 8 men up, and 5 of them scored. Zimmerman a run with a base hit, and Kerns, look how far out in front he gets that.
I love that Exmo.
5-0. dog, non-alcoholic drink and chips. 2 tickets per purchase. And that's on Sundays. A lot of fun. Early autographs, post-game run the bases for the kids. 888-632-NATS or nationals.com. Let's see if Scott Olsen can be a good front runner here. He threw 7 pitches, every one of them a strike, in a very quick 1-2-3 top of the first. Then Olsen watched as his former buddy, teammate, Josh Johnson threw 32 pitches.
Well, Bob, it's very important right here for Olsen to go out and throw a goose egg up on the board.
Establish it right now, huh?
Yep.
Jorge Cantu, ball 2.
Keep the momentum on our side of the field.
Jorge is off to a .375 start. Big, strong right-handed batter. Olsen misses. Obviously, the largest early lead any Nats pitcher has been given to work with this year. And a pop-up. It'll be back out of play. Some other ball games getting underway. The Brewers are at New York again today at Citi Field. We're going to look at that new ballpark a week from Monday. Actually next Friday. We go to New York first and then Philly. Up in the air, right side. It's coming back a little, but not enough for Nick Johnson.
Ooh.
Don't ever wait till quarter after to tune in. You might miss something like a grand slam. Austin Kerns hit one after a Zimmerman RBI single, and the Nationals lead the Marlins 5-0. Santana and Gallardo pitching up in New York today. And a shot to left, played on a hop by Adam Dunn. And Jorge Cantu's aboard, leading off the second. That'll bring up Dan Uggla. And these guys can get a base hit and a blast and be back in a game in a wink of an eye.
Well, we started the day even with them. Batting average 280. They're 280. Tied for third in the National League in hitting. They can come back in a hurry. That's why I say it's so important to just shut them out right here. And
the Nationals have hit as many homers as the Marlins now with that blast. So this team's starting to flash some power on this homestand. The Nationals have made Nationals Park, I wouldn't say they've made it look small, but they've definitely hit the ball well here, better than they did on the road in a cozy park in Florida and the big park in Atlanta. Zimmerman, look at that. Ryan Zimmerman, when he doesn't have to take time, makes some of the greatest throws you'll ever see. On to Hernandez, a sparkling 5-4.
I think that makes up for the throwing error last night. It's a push now. Check this defense out right here. As a pitcher, when you get a guy that can play like that, Ryan Zimmerman saving a sure double, maybe an RBI, and he turns it into an out. Tremendous play by Ryan Zimmerman.
Anderson Hernandez did not have to move a muscle for that throw.
Perfect
it was
feed.
right on target. Pitchers love it. Here's Ronnie Paulino. First pitch swinging, center field. Bernardina turning, running, watching, and that thing is out of here. Good thing Zimmerman made that play. Now it's a 5-2 game. And every time the Nats play the Marlins, you just hold your breath when these guys are hitting. That's Ronnie Paulino's first homer of the year. And Olsen has already given up 3 homers.
Well, this is not what you want after you get 5 runs in your bottom half of the first inning. You come right back, give up a 2-run home run to the catcher of the Florida Marlins.
That's only his 11th career home run. Now the shots all over the place. Cody Ross this time. Pretty well played by Bernardina, but Ross is in there. The wheels came off for Olsen in the 4th inning of his last start.
I said this last night when John Landon was on the hill. You're not pitching against the other pitcher, Josh Johnson, your buddy. You're pitching against that Florida Marlins lineup. You've got to keep your game plan intact, even though you got a 5 spot in the first inning. It's too long of a game to just start throwing fastballs down Broadway.
Here's Mabin. And the Nats could get out of this inning if Olsen retires him because the pitcher's next. So minimize the damage. You'd still have a 3-run lead. Off-speed pitch. Over but low. Mabin 7 for 32. No homers. Knock on wood. No RBIs. Knock again to start the season. Very talented young kid who's only 22. Off speed again.
I just lost my
This kid was fast tracked to the big leagues. Originally taken by the Tigers. First rounder, 10th overall player, taken in 05. Came over here as part of the Cabrera Willis deal. And some folks might find this surprising, but I've had some of the Florida guys tell me that their clubhouse is a whole lot more cohesive since that trade was made back on December 5th of 07.
Saw a shot of Randy St. Clair. Wondering what Scott Olsen's doing. Needs him to get an out here.
3-1. My. Number 8 hitter batting .219 and not even close. Pitcher coming up.
Randy
chance
St.
for
Clair,
Josh Johnson to
I
bunt.
hope he gets right up in his grill here. You need to say what is going on, because he got all 3 batters in the first inning. First pitch strikes, mowed him down. Now a completely different pitcher in the second inning after you gave him 5 runs to work with.
Josh Johnson, a .120 career hitter.
Pitcher number 55, Josh Johnson.
10 career sacrifice bunts. And he's trying to set up a contact man, Bonifacio, with a 2nd and 3rd 2-out situation. So here's a batter trying to make an out. Let him go ahead and do that. But Olsen misses. There's that pest. Throw a fastball. Let him bunt it. 2 balls, no strikes. I'm not sure I remember Scott Olsen with the Marlins topping out at 86 on his fastball. That's pretty much been it.
And he wasn't. He was throwing close to 90 in the first inning, and now it's almost like he's tentative. You can't hold back. Let it go.
Borderline strike. Nick Johnson really charging, and the luxury of a left-handed throwing first baseman is if Josh Johnson does not push the ball towards Zimmerman, Nick could wheel and fire for a force at third.
You got to be careful about that slug bunt too.
And a foul tip for strike 2. 2 strikes does not change this situation.
You got Gonzalez playing really close to the bag. Zimmerman's close to third. Left-handed pitcher up there. You got to watch out. He might try to just slap it in the hole there.
Threw him a curveball. A walk here would be disaster. Runners are going. He bunts into a strikeout. The runners will have to return 2 outs. Scott gets his first strikeout of the day. Now he faces Emilio Bonifacio. The good news is the runners are at first and second, not second, third.
Well, you got to bear down right here. You got 2 outs. Try to save the damage right here, minimize it to 2 runs.
Man, I don't like pitching that guy out there.
No, because he's a little slap hitter that can run all day, and that's all he's trying to do. He wants you to throw it away from him.
When he was with the Nationals, you could knock the bat out of his hands right-handed. But for some reason, the Nats keep pitching him away, away, away. He tried to hook the ball first time up and ground it out to Zimmerman. There's another pitch away. Right now, Bonifacio, you might be able to tell why he's 0 for his last 12. He's trying to pull the ball.
Well, he got cocky. Done well. It's after the first 3 games against us. It's all going to be like this. Well, the reality is no one can hit 500 for the entire season.
Breaking ball hit to Zimmerman. And Nick Johnson has it. He looked to Hernandez for a throw, but he was playing too far from second. So the damage is minimized to 2 on the Paulino homer. When it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service. StubHub, go there. Official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Nationals.com. Marlins here tomorrow. The Braves are here for 3. Masson HD Monday night. Masson 2 Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll give you those pitching pairings for the series tomorrow. And then it's on to Citi Field. We're going to kneel down in the parking lot and kiss it because Shea Stadium does not stand anymore. Whew. We can't wait to see a new ballpark in New York. In fact, we'll visit both boroughs this year.
And Yankee Stadium, you want to talk about Homerville, 2 games, 9 home runs already.
Babe Ruth
New
is,
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Babe Ruth is smiling somewhere. I thought maybe they'd have the revenge of the Babe.
Well, you saw what they did. They took one of Babe's bats and laid it down at home plate during the opening ceremonies.
Nice.
The ghost of Babe is hitting.
I love stuff like that.
I do too.
I thought the Babe would haunt them for closing his house.
Well, it's still open.
You know,
just do some other stuff.
I mean, the Billy Goat's still doing damage in Chicago.
Oof.
Scott Olsen can swing the bat. He's a 161 career hitter with 14 RBIs. So he's no pushover at the plate. He'll get at least 5 pitches out of Josh Johnson here. Now it'll be 6.
I love that Red Sox fan that tried to bury a jersey in the new stadium foundation for bats.
And they got out the jackhammers and dug it up. See, that's what happens when people brag about doing things. If you'd have kept quiet about that, it would still be there. Anderson, Hernandez next, and then Nick Johnson. Nationals 5 runs, 4 hits already. Good at bat. Olsen's aboard. And Scott's a good athlete. Sometimes pitchers will clog the bases, but he can move around out there pretty well. Ask about the Nats at massinsports.com. We'd love to hear from you. Last night we solved the case of the missing letter on Adam Dunn's jersey. With our emailers all wondering what was up with that.
He brought the O out in about the 5th inning.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my jersey.
So here's Anderson Hernandez. Got the game started with a base hit to right. And that'll stay fair. Right down the line for Jorge Cantu. Olsen in scoring position now for the red-hot Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson is now 6 for 10 in 3 games as the number 2 hitter. And I like it. Nick brings a lot to the table here, because if your leadoff man's on in an inning, he can pull the ball with them holding the runner on. He can force the second baseman to cheat, and then he can hit the ball up the middle too. And Nick also brings an element of power to the lineup in the number 2 spot that sometimes rankles a pitcher just a little bit.
And you know, all that offense you just talked about is great, but his glove at first is amazing, and it saves us so many runs and errors on the infielders.
Out to short. Hanley Ramirez broke the wrong way, and Scott Olsen would score. Hanley was reading something different on the pitch than what happened off the bat, and the Nationals lead 6-2.
Where was he going?
It's a little ground ball that is normally, Rob, right to a shortstop.
Absolutely. This is some kind of brain cramp on Hanley Ramirez's part right there. He breaks towards the bag. Nick Johnson hits it in the hole. There's nobody on first, because Hernandez moved Olsen to second on his ground out. So Scott Olsen scores easily. It's now 6-2. Hanley Ramirez, I don't know what that was.
If he was making a move for a pickoff throw, that was an awfully late move.
Yeah, because once Johnson turns his head, you can't break for the bag unless you have a play on, and the catcher tells the pitcher to wheel and throw. But that was not good.
Here's Zimmerman, RBI single first time. Ryan now looking for his 2nd consecutive multi-hit game. He has a 7-game hitting streak, and Ryan has hit safely in 8 of his last 9 games. So after a slow start, his batting average creeping up there. He's at .279. Boy, walking the pitcher sure makes bad things happen, doesn't it?
All right, this is from behind on that hit right there, and you see Hanley Ramirez starts breaking towards the bag. That's a no-no, and so Nick Johnson just shoots the ball right through there for a base hit RBI single. But sometimes you have a play on, a lot of stuff you work on spring training, where the pitcher will turn his head to the bag, look towards home plate, and the catcher drops his glove, and you turn and you throw to the shortstop. Well, if Ramirez thinks that plays on, he breaks towards second. Problem was, I don't think there was a play on. Pitcher throws the pitch. Hanley Ramirez is going the wrong way. Nick Johnson, great job of hitting right where Hanley Ramirez was, but wasn't on the play.
Zimmerman hits it hard, foul. Right off the facing of the second deck over there on the first base side.
Because a lot of times, especially with a pitcher like Scott Olsen, he's not on the bases that often. You can try and work some kind of shortstop or second baseman creeping in behind him in a pickoff play. And that worked against him there.
Zimmerman base hit. Nick will have to stop at second. Ryan Zimmerman's 2 for 2. We talked about that batting average creeping up, and he's now at .295. So the Nationals, who already have a host of 300 hitters in the lineup, are hacking again today. And the pitching coach, Mark Wiley's on his way to the mound. When's the last time Josh Johnson gave up 6 hits in less than 2 innings?
How about 6 Ernies? 6 runs. No, they know he doesn't have it working today. They know there's something bothering the big guy. velocity's there, but the fastballs are straight, the breaking balls are hanging. It's just not his day.
Interesting note on the scoreboard. Babe Ruth hit 4 homers in his career once. And it was on this date in 1919, in the next exhibition game between Boston and Baltimore. I would have thought Babe had several 4 home run games, but he never did. And then there's Pete Gray, playing for the old St. Louis Browns. One-armed Pete Gray.
Well, how about this note on Babe Ruth, though? He won 94 games as a pitcher.
Yeah.
So he was a pretty good pitcher, too.
Good thing they didn't have the DH. Cost him a few ABs.
The Babe.
2 on, 1 out. The Nats are building another rally, and Adam Dunn could put a big exclamation point on the first part of this game.
Oh, it would be nice to just put Josh Johnson in the showers right now and get into that bullpen in the second inning.
You know, we make a big deal about how well the Marlins have hit the ball against the Nationals. The Marlins have pitched very well against the Nats over these last 23 games.
I like to call it a little Shawshank, a little redemption here. It's that big cut by the big boy with the Exmo. You see him just a little tardy on that pitch.
1-1 the count. Took a little bit off. His changeup is some guy's fastball. 87 right there. Austin Kerns, a big blow with a first inning grand slam. Nick Johnson RBI hit this inning. Nationals lead 6-2. And a chance for more here. Way upstairs with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Adams already hit 3 homers for the Nats, 281 in his career. He'll go over 300 homers and 700 RBIs this year. Little spinner up the middle. Hanley Ramirez can do it himself for a double play. 6-3 ends the inning. The Nats pick up a run on the Nick Johnson base hit. 6-2 Washington after just 2.
In D.C. as a member of the visiting team, and now that he's living here, he's looking forward to taking in more of the sights.
I'm a big history buff. I like history. It was very easy in school for me to remember that kind of stuff. So, you know, with all the Smithsonian exhibits and the monuments and everything, it's been great. So I'm looking forward to getting more sightseeing done throughout the year.
And gentlemen, I think that sounds like a Nats Extra feature in the making.
Waiting to happen, Debbie. My Debbie and I went to the Museum of American History yesterday. The First Ladies exhibit had the longest line. And I guess it's only a matter of time before we have a presidential dogs section now. Unbelievable town to you can do something every day here for a month and not even be close to seeing everything. Jeremy Hermida leads off the third.
I was going to say, we drive by the Thomas Jefferson Memorial every day. We're sitting here looking at the Capitol right now.
Every day. And when they complete some of the construction north of us, the view will get even better. I remember we were in San Diego a couple of years ago at their new ballpark downtown, and we said, if you build it, cranes will come. And that's what happened there, and that's what's happening with the development around our ballpark here as well.
Well, and some of the buildings around here, too, are amazing. Over 100 years old, and like the Smithsonian, but also even like the IRS, where most of your tax money goes, and the Commerce Building.
I'm not going to go see that.
I love but I love architecture, and so when you see those buildings, you're like, wow, our tax dollars at work.
Well, Nationals Park's exterior, a lot of it was patterned after the east wing of the National Art Gallery.
I did not know that.
DC through and through this place. I mean, you couldn't put a red brick retro ballpark down here. 2-2 to Jeremy Hermida, top of the third underway. Scott Olsen does not want to walk the leadoff guy with Hanley Ramirez, Jorge Cantu, and Dan Ugla coming up. Threw him a strike. Ground ball. Zimmerman cuts it off. I think Ryan looks a little more purposeful with his throws today. Rob, I see him bending his back and really drawing a beat on first base before he gets that thing over there. Now get your red on. The Braves are coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's our first T-shirt Tuesday. And the first 10,000 fans on April 21st receive a free Reds Natstown T-shirt presented by Tickets.com. Medium, large, and extra large sizes this year. Elliot Yamin from American Idol will sing the anthem Tuesday night. 888-632-NATS or Nationals.com. Here's Hanley Ramirez. 0 for 6 in this series. And he's batting .250. 11 for 44. Get this guy out of town before he figures it out. I just wonder about the move from the leadoff spot to the third spot. You would think he'd be more productive batting third, but he's making easy outs in this series. Ground balls and pop-ups. Anderson Hernandez says, I'll take it, Nick. 2 outs. This is the time of the day, and you can look at the shadow and see the infielders are looking almost directly up into the sun. It's coming right over the press box, slightly offset to the right side. Tricky time of day here at 1:57 Eastern, and Jorge Cantu now bats with the bases empty, 2 outs. Shades and eye black. Well, those are some good looking glasses, Ryan. I thought these guys were like really super cool looking at.
Oh, he's got the red and white. Those are Oakleys. He's got the red and white matching the uni.
Okay.
The boys are hip.
You know, I saw that white stuff on the side. I thought that was tape. I was going to maybe present him with a pocket protector to go with that.
Ryan Zimmerman, nerd, third baseman. Mad scientist.
Yeah, it's a day for the Shades. Beautiful day here. It's supposed to be a high of 76 in the district today. It was 71 at game time. We've had nice weather with the exception, of course, of the Wednesday night rainout. That game was called at 4:30 in the afternoon. That was a good call by Stan Kasten and company, because that rain never did stop that night.
Well, our Capitals are down 1-0 to the Rangers, so at least one Washington team's leading right now.
They cannot lose that game today. Oh, what a changeup. And the Marlins are gone in order. So Olsen, after struggling in the second, gets his second 1-2-3 inning of the day. It's all Nats right now. At the ballpark. Lots of smiles. The offense in high gear again today. The Nationals keep pounding the ball. Austin Kerns gets that grand slam a few minutes ago, and now it's up to Scott Olsen to protect this thing.
And I think we've done a great job. One of the better pitchers in the National League so far, 2-0 coming into this game. And Austin Kerns gets a hanging breaking ball. He loves it. He knew he got all of it. Bob said about 20 rows up. And that's what you do with a bad breaking ball. You have to deposit that out there for the fans and a nice souvenir.
All right, here we go, bottom of the third. Josh Bard leads off against Johnson, hits the ball hard right at Hanley Ramirez. So the Nats are getting good hacks today, again. That's what made last night's game so frustrating. Washington double figures in hits again with 12. They've only had single-digit hits once this year, and that was 9. But they had all those opportunities last night. They couldn't cash in.
He had 12 left on base last night. So. We stranded 10 of the enemy, though.
But the offense pretty blameless through the first 9 games of the season.
No, right you are. Good teams win one-run ball games, tie ball games. We're getting there.
Here's Kerns.
We got the sticks going, that's for sure. Now we got to get the pitchers on board with the sticks, and we'll be fine.
Austin Kerns, both his career grand slams have come against the Marlins. He got A.J. Burnett back on May 21st of 2002 in Cincinnati. And he needed that. Austin was down to 167 before that swing.
Well, the hardest part for Maniaca right now is trying to find time for all of his players and his outfielders especially. You have so much depth, and now you throw Bernardina in there with his speed and his contact at the bottom of the order. Josh Willingham, Austin Kerns.
And Johnson had Kerns reaching. This is the first time today that A, he retired the leadoff man, and B, he's retired the first 2 men. It's only his second strikeout.
And Willie Harris, as I told you, he's getting ready to go out on a rehab assignment to Syracuse. Joking with him that it's going to be a little chilly maybe in Syracuse.
Yeah. How about Vieira?
I'm sure that's what he asked for, but
or even Potomac.
Syracuse is nice and equal.
Roger Bernardina flied to left first time. We'd like to see this guy slap the ball on the ground and take off.
Use your speed, man.
Johnson has the count back even, 1-1. How about the Pirates, man? They're putting a hurt on the Braves today. 5-0 in Pittsburgh in the bottom of the 6th already. Ian Snell pitching well. And the Braves are in danger of losing their 5th straight. They're tied with the Mets at 5-5. A full 4 games behind the Marlins. Phillies are 4-5. And then the Nats after that. And Josh Johnson suddenly has become Josh Johnson. A 1-2-3 third. Nationals lead 6-2. He's just over from the reflecting pool with this question. A former national led the Marlins in home runs and RBIs as a rookie in 1999. Of course, that would be Expo. Led them in 99. Former played for the Nats afterwards. Marlins Nats. Oh, 2 to Dan Uggla. That's a good way to start off the at bat. Let's see if it could be a good way to start the entire inning. Olsen's retired 5 in a row now, and Dan Uggla was not looking for that. 80 miles an hour on 0-2. And Uggla has only 1 hit in this series.
Uggla stands right on top of the plate. He challenges you to come in there, but Scott Olsen goes with a roundabout, backdoor curveball, and you put it in there at 80 perfectly. Now you get a nice trip back to the pine.
Ronnie Paulino with a 2-run homer straight away center. His first time up today after a can-2 base hit.
All right, you got that question again?
Led the Marlins in homers and RBIs in 99. Then played for the Nationals. Right field line slicing away from Kerns. Unreachable.
Did Conine come here?
Nope.
It wasn't Sheffield. Moises Alou?
Nope.
Years ago.
And it's well hit just beyond the reach of Gonzalez. Ronnie Paulino, a couple of great swings today. He's always been a good hitting catcher. He hit .310 for the Pirates in 06. His first full year in the big leagues. And things went south for him. We have an email question. Cody Ross coming up. Ask the Nats through MASNsports.com. Jordan Zimmerman scheduled to go Monday. Mason Hanvey wants to know. I think expectations, Rob, are pretty high from what we saw down in Florida. He did have one bad outing down there on a day when he wasn't feeling well, but he's been pretty consistently good so far. So from what you know about him, what are you thinking right now 48 hours ahead of time? And a fly ball to right center. Moving back is Kerns. Right onto the track for the second out as Cody Ross hit that ball a long way.
Well, he's a really confident young man, but he's still going to have some jitters when he gets up here. And if he can get through the butterflies and get through the lineup one time, I think he'll be fine. I give him at least 3 starts before you see the real Jordan Zimmerman, because you know how nervous he's going to be. He's going to be a little bit in awe at the same time, trying to get his bearings, pitching in a big ballpark, a lot of fans. It's going to be a new experience for him.
So let's not expect him to throw
a
8 innings of 2-hit ball
exactly.
on Monday night against a clear Atlanta lineup.
But if he were to give up 3 or 4 and get the win, I would not be surprised. The way we hit the ball, he's got amazing ability. Just give him a little bit of time to kind of settle in. I talked to Joe Madden, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, and we talked about David Price yesterday. And he talked about, listen, they want him to have command of 3 pitches. He threw about a total of 140 innings last year. They're not going to push him. Yeah. He's a young star, and he's going to be around for a long time. They're in no rush. So if a guy as talented as David Price, they're in no rush to throw him up there with the Tampa Bay Rays. No, Jordan Zimmerman's kind of in the same position.
I think I might have figured out our trivia. A player who I have really been surprised how much he's bounced around. Cameron Maybin with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes, and a bouncer to the right side for Anderson Hernandez. Let's see if it's Preston Wilson when we come back. Nats on top of the Marlins 6-2. Story. It's the Geico President's Race. Looks like Abe is going to go coast to coast. Teddy has no attention span whatsoever. Saw the Abraham Lincoln display at the National Museum of American History yesterday. And it was very moving. That young lady with her Screech buddy hanging out. Going to the bottom of the fourth, Gonzalez, Olsen, and Hernandez. I hadn't realized that there were 10 people in on the conspiracy to assassinate our president. 5 of them in prison, 5 of them executed.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They hung a bunch of people.
Alberto Gonzalez bounced out to second base his first time up.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that helped John Wilkes Booth back then.
And then the stunning 1,700-mile journey that President Lincoln's train took home from here up through New York into New England, along the Great Lakes, and then on to New Salem, Illinois. Lots of history in this town, and today some pretty fun baseball. 6 runs on 6 hits by the Nats. Gonzalez will chop it left side on the charge. Bonifacio, well played. And Josh Johnson's retired, 5 in a row, getting 6 outs. If you haven't seen it in the media this morning or didn't see our opening, Christian Guzman right there on his 5th hit of the day Monday strained his left hamstring. Went on the disabled list last night. The Nats thought it was getting better. Now they've decided to shut him down. That's retroactive to Monday, so that means a week from Monday, when the Nationals open a series in Philadelphia, he would be eligible to come off.
Well, and you saw it there. He kind of twisted his ankle and rolled his ankle and pushed off, and something must have popped or grabbed in the hamstring area behind the knee, going up the left thigh. No reason to push him in April. You have a lot of depth on this ball club offensively and defensively. Gonzalez is excellent out there at shortstop.
And Josh Johnson is disposing of hitters very quickly now.
You know, we let him settle into a groove. We've had him on the ropes a few times.
He has fanned 3 of the last 4 hitters now. Bases empty, 2 outs. Johnson is scheduled to lead off the 5th inning. The Marlins are 9-1, so they're not in any kind of must-win situation. I mean, you want to win every game you can, but their big picture does not dictate that they automatically remove Josh Johnson from this game just because they're down 4 runs in the 5th inning. Anderson Hernandez 1 for 2. Man, things are happening quickly now, aren't they?
Well, he's working ahead. He gets ahead of us, and with the heater, and then he goes to his great off-speed stuff, and he has found all of his pitches now. So when you're featuring now 3 and maybe 4 pitches for strikes, you got to go up there swinging.
How about that? Another strikeout, another 1, 2, 3, 7 straight for Josh. He will lead off, we think, in the top of the 5th. Beautiful day. The Nationals on top 6-2, and Scott Olsen talking about approaching pitching, getting ahead of hitters, and doing it the right way.
Whatever pitch you decide to go with, it has to be down the zone and well located. I mean, you can't just throw middle of the plate, belt high fastballs, and then say, okay, well, I threw a lot of first pitch strikes. Well, there's a difference between first pitch strikes and quality strikes.
And there's one. Good movement on that fastball, Rob Dibble. His 5th inning of work, he takes on the opposing pitcher here.
And I love what Scott Olsen's approach is all about. He's talking about making good location, good objective pitches instead of just trying to, statistically get ahead. First pitch strike, lay it in there.
Johnson makes contact. Gonzalez lays back. Plenty of time for the play. 1 out.
I mean, sometimes you're going to throw a slow breaking ball in there first strike. Sometimes you're going to throw a fastball in there first strike just to work ahead. But you don't want to ever just lay it in there for major league hitters. Want to try to hit some corners. Want to try to tie guys up on the inner half.
Yeah, Greg Maddux was often quoted as saying the best pitch in baseball is a first pitch fastball with movement for a strike.
It's easy for him to say. He won 350 games.
Yeah,
his ball, some of the best movement
His
ever.
ball moved as much as anybody's laterally, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Bonifacios bounced out twice to Ryan Zimmerman. So the Nats are making him pull the ball, which is what you want him to do right-handed, because he doesn't have much power at all from that side. So he's really cooled off. He's 0 for his last 13. Zimmerman going to cut this one off too. Look how quickly he gets rid of that. I like it. Ryan Zimmerman's not taking those 3 or 4 crow hops anymore. Become a citizen of Natstown. Buy yourself a Nationals mini plan, 4 to choose from, and it'll fit your schedule, your budget, as low as $80 a seat. One of 2 9-game plans for the price of 8, a 12-gamer for the price of 11, or a 13 Sunday game for the price of 12. 202-675-NATS, Nationals.com. Don't forget T-shirt Tuesday coming up against the Braves this Tuesday night. There's 10,000 fans. They're cool looking red shirts. Yeah, we have different sizes this year. Medium, large, XL. Jeremy Hermida 2 ground balls today. And Scott Olsen's trying to pitch his 4th very good inning out of 5. This one will be interrupted by a base hit. Right where Kerns was playing him, out in right center. That'll get Hanley Ramirez to the plate, so this inning isn't over. And this becomes a big out. If you get Ramirez, you're halfway through the game. Well, if you're Olsen, you're more than halfway through. And you've kept the Marlins 4 runs down. So this could be one of those defining moments that decides how the rest of the afternoon goes for the national starter and for the ball club. Ramirez has popped up to the second baseman Hernandez twice. Knock on wood, he's 0 for 8 in this series. He's hit the ball out of the infield once. Little flare, right center. Here comes Kerns, and he cannot get there. He does knock the ball straight ahead to Hernandez. If a ball gets behind him, Hermida might have been able to attempt to score. It'll be 1st and 3rd, 2 outs for Jorge Cantu.
Scott Olsen, a very good pitch right here. It's a cutter on the inner half. He jams Hanley Ramirez. Austin Kerns cannot make the catch. Tough sky right now too, Bob, to pick up the ball.
Yeah.
You don't want to run in on the first step, so you kind of hold back a little bit on a full hack like that.
Even in these tough conditions, I think Austin had a good read on that thing. He played it well.
Yeah.
So here's the big out now, Cantu. The tying runs in the on-deck circle with Ugla. This guy's been a tough out in the series, but this should not be that tough. Nick Johnson using his glove as an extra pair of sunglasses, drops the ball, and the Marlins score. He went to a basket catch, and the ball hit off his glove. E3, 6-3 game. Oh boy.
Well, the normally sure-handed first baseman Nick Johnson right here. Second baseman needs to take charge and come get that ball. That's not a first baseman's play. He's starting to fade towards the middle of the infield. The middle infielders have the right of way, but we've got some young guys out there.
Ugla, smelling RBIs, goes up hacking. He could tie this game.
That was a tough play, though. Anderson Hernandez has to come in and take charge.
He has a better angle with the sun.
Yes, he does.
Now, Hernandez did call Nick off the ball a couple of innings ago when Ramirez hit one over there. And it looked like Nick had himself under control, but at the last minute he flipped the glove and went with the basket type catch. And with the glove moving like that, he just couldn't get it in there. 1-1 to Ugla. Breaking ball for a strike.
Nice job. Scott's got to try to pick up the team right here.
Yeah, he's really mixed his pitches well to Ugla today.
Sometimes you got to bow your neck and attack this next guy. Okay, Nick dropped it. Normally Nick is going to pick us up. It's time for Scott to pick him up.
Most power by a second baseman in the last 3 years. And a fly ball out to center. Bernardina cruising. He's got it. 395 feet away. Again, it could have been worse. The Nats still lead by 3. like offense? Open your eyes wide and watch these guys. Now that's a different ball cap. Nick Johnson leads off, bottom of the 5th. The Nationals still on top by 3 thanks to the offense. Nick part of that, 2 for 2. And he gets hit. That looked like a heartbreaking ball that dove down and in on him.
That's not very nice. The guy just dropped the ball, helped you get a run, and you drill him.
Well, it was a breaking pitch.
It was a breaking ball. A little too much in the inside part of the plate right there. Josh Johnson overthrowing his breaking ball. Ay caramba. Tough 10 minutes for Nick Johnson.
Nick's on base for the 3rd time. Zimmerman's been on twice. And Ryan batting .295 as he steps in here. It'd be nice to get maybe that run back or an extra one.
I would say so.
Just before Josh Johnson would be done for the day. He's been cruising for the last 2 2/3. The Nats got him early, 5 in the 1st on the Kerns grand slam and a Zimmerman hit. And then the Nick Johnson RBI right after that. Ryan looks locked in right now. You don't see him taking any lame swings or one-handed swings at breaking balls. He's had an 0-2 count for the 2nd time today, but he's 2 for 2.
He's been hitting the ball right on the screws. Actually, some plays have been made out in the field. The Robin must have hit some doubles.
That was a fastball. Saw Paulino set up outside. That probably makes you, at least us, expect he's going to throw that hard breaking pitch. And then he tries to paint away with a running fastball.
He looked like a ninja turtle back there. I always love catching.
Zimmerman serves that ball into right center. Hangs up long enough to be caught by Cody Ross. All right, we think it's Preston Wilson.
Fly.
Led the Marlins in RBIs and homers back in '99. I was not here in '05, but he was. 26 homers, 71 ribbies for the Fish. I thought that guy was going to be a superstar. He has really bounced around. There's Adam Dunn. 0 for 1 with a walk. No strikes. Josh Johnson has been effective working Adam away today. And there's not a part of this ballpark on the left field side that Adam Dunn cannot reach. Except maybe our Masson set. That's a little too far. Now he busts him inside and misses 2-1.
Well, and a lot of our pitchers should take note of what Josh is doing here. He's respectful of Adam's power, but he's saying, listen, I'm going to throw you 95 away, and if you don't show me you can hit that, I'll keep going there. And then he busts him in.
On the corner.
Goes away again. You want to rock the hitters. You want to get them back on their heels. Then when they start kind of leaning back over the plate to try to get that outside heater, rock them back on their heels. You want to stay with your strengths. You never want to get away from your strengths. If you're a power pitcher, you're going to have to go after people with power. You can't all of a sudden go out there and say, I'm going to be a finesse guy today because it's a great lineup. No, you gotta keep pitching to even the best hitters in baseball and give them very little respect till they prove they can hit that.
Got it by him. 87. Adam Dunn hasn't really seen much of the #1 today. Johnson's been changing up on him all day long.
This is the pitch track coming up here. Josh Johnson versus one of the better power hitters in baseball. Off speed, 87. See him down low outside, getting him after he had powered up with about 3 or 4 95-mile-an-hour heaters.
There's Josh Bard.
It took him 3 innings, but Johnson got locked in.
Sure did. Nats haven't had a hit since Zimmerman's single back in the second. But fortunately, they got to him big before that. How many times do you see a guy like this give up one, maybe too early, and then you look up in the 7th inning and they're ahead of you?
And remember, he's coming off a complete game against the Mets. He threw about 120 pitches. Might have been a little bit stiff coming into this start. It's early. And then he got loose about the 3rd inning. Now he's really cruising.
Bard, right field line. That ball floating with the corner, and it goes foul by 3 or 4 feet.
Just a bit.
Josh has a couple of hits in 12 Nationals at bats. He's a 31-year-old veteran switch hitting catcher. Lives out in the Denver area. Went to Cherry Creek High School with Brad Lidge. Then went on to Texas Tech, where he had a very fine career in the Big 12.
Do that again right here. We can use him.
Cleveland, Red Sox, Padres, now the Nats. Reaches out, strokes a little flare to left. That's hanging up. And Jeremy Hermida grabs it. The Nationals are gone. After 5, Washington still on top, 6-3.
In D.C. in the springtime are the cherry blossom trees, and the ones here actually blossom a week later than most. So come by and check them out. Bob, Rob.
Thank you, Debbie. And I know that Stan Kasten is very proud of those trees. A beautiful addition to our ballpark out there on the plaza. And yes, they are of a strain that blossom a little later, and then they stick around a little later than the ones around town. Ronnie Paulino, 2 for 2. Home run, base hit. So you change speeds on him the 3rd time around. He did something a couple of years ago that only one other catcher had done as a rookie since 1969. And that was to play 100 games and hit .310. When he hit .310 for the Pirates, Mike Piazza for the Dodgers had hit .318 back in '93. Hard for rookie catchers to be that offensive their first year in the big leagues because, Rob, they've got so much to deal with other than hitting.
Well, and last year you had Soto up in Chicago, did a great job. Giovanni Soto.
Yeah. That ball will carry to Austin Kerns.
But right you are. I mean, you got to come up. You got to learn your pitching staff. You got to learn all the other teams' lineups. You got a lot of meetings to be in. Every first game of a new series, you got to go in there with the pitchers. Then every night, The starting pitcher, you have to go over the hitters.
Who has time to hit 310?
I know. It's very impressive.
There's Cody Ross, 1 for 2 with an RBI double today. Pardon me, a double after the 2-run homer by Ronnie Paulino.
Between John Baker and Paulino, they have some very offensive-minded catching.
They sure do. Scott Olsen really starting to pull out that changeup here. Third time around the batting order.
Well, I like it, though. He hasn't featured it an awful lot the first 2 times, and now he's starting to pull that out of his bag of tricks. And he pulls the string on it, the lampshade out in front, pull down, 78. Speed it back up with about an 88, 90 mile an hour fastball, make it look 95.
Changing speeds, changing eye levels.
Nothing better than changing speeds.
Olsen's previous outing started off very well last Sunday in Atlanta. And he ended up giving up 5 runs on 6 hits in just 5 innings after he had that 3-run 4th and the 2-run 5th. He had cruised through the first 3 frames at Turner Field. And a fly ball right field line. This is a long, long run, and it does go foul. Kerns was playing well off the line. Austin's busy today.
Is that like a cinder on that warning track? Kind of like a small gravel?
It's more of a dirt surface than it is gravel, but it does have some ground up stuff in it.
Okay,
it's not those ridiculous rubber surfaces they used to have on the AstroTurf field.
I was also going to say it's probably not too forgiving if you dive on it.
I know. No, you'll lose some skin. He was out ahead of that one. Long run for Adam Dunn. Into the corner, got there, 2 outs. If this is it for Olsen, he's due to bat 4th. He could be finishing with a flourish during this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, which may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Mabin the hitter. Brett Carroll to hit next for Josh Johnson. Cameron Mabin 0 for 1 with a walk. Right off the top of the barrel, Alberto Gonzalez, and a 1-2-3-6 for Scott Olsen. The Grand Slam man. Austin Kerns leads off when we bring it back to D.C. Marlins 3. Austin Kerns had a moment back in the first inning. She went a long way, and she brought home 4, and the Nats took a 5-1 lead. It was about halfway, maybe beyond halfway up the seats in left field. So Kerns 1 for 2, struck out his second time. This will be it for Josh Johnson. But after scuffling early, he's about to give the Marlins 6 innings today. If not winning the game, saving the bullpen from what could have been a disastrous afternoon. In the sun, who wants it? Right fielder Cody Ross.
Well, he had 54 pitches after 2 innings and then settled down in the next few innings, and now he's right in the 6th inning and right around 100 pitches. So,
and Olsen's at 91 through 6. It appears he's going to come out for the 7th. So this will be the 3rd consecutive national starter to pitch into the 7th inning. Martis and Lannon 6 1/3 each the last 2 nights.
You don't want to be the guy in the rotation.
Well, I asked you last night if pitching is contagious.
It's absolutely contagious.
Everybody says hitting is.
No, pitching is too. The pitchers are their own little unit down there, their own little family. Whether it's the bullpen or the starters, you don't want to be the guy that's, oh, you're the guy who went 2 innings.
Roger Bernardina pulls a fair ball, covered by Cantu. If you're traveling and can't catch your Nats right here on MASN, or MASN 2, or MASN HD, you can always catch the game on your laptop. MLB.tv, the ultimate baseball experience. 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those you missed on demand. Go to Nationals.com, where baseball is always on. You can just put Rob and I and Debbie in your briefcase, take us on the road with you, and we'll bring you Nationals baseball wherever you are. Alberto Gonzalez 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls today. Olsen waiting to get another chance to hit. Well, maybe he won't. Josh Johnson, you got to tip your cap to him. He didn't give the Nationals a hit after the 2nd inning. He gets his team through 6, even while trailing. Out there, Rob, for maybe one more inning.
Well, and he's done exactly what was asked of him. Try to get 6 or 7 innings with the lead, get it to the bullpen. He's done just that, working ahead. Then Nick Johnson drops that ball. Could have opened the floodgates, but it was only 1 run. Came back, got Uggla to fly deep center. We have a man there. So through 6 innings, a strong outing. 3rd straight by a National starter, Scott Olsen, dealing today.
26 hitters, 18 first pitch strikes. Brett Carroll hits for Josh Johnson. Carroll, a 26-year-old outfielder from Knoxville, Tennessee. Played at Middle Tennessee State, broke his bat. The barrel flies into the Marlin dugout as he's thrown out by Scott Olsen.
Everybody's okay.
Man, that is so dangerous. I don't know when baseball is going to address this issue.
They already have.
Of maple bats.
They already have. You have to have two-tone bats this year. They're measuring them. There's regulations about the weight and the weight distribution. And you see how top-heavy these bats are nowadays. They break off in your hand, and then about 32 ounces of bat goes flying into the dugout.
Adam Dunn has already said he does not want to be the first guy who kills somebody with a bat.
Well, that's a little extreme, but we don't want anybody to get injured.
Yeah. Well, then I heard.
I mean, you go back to the 70s. Steve Yeager was in the on-deck circle and got a shard of wood right in the throat, and that's what led to the better catcher's equipment. But
Bonifacio's bounced out to Zimmerman 3 times today.
It's bothered me the last decade with the refinement and the way we make bats. They're unregulated. You can dip them in lacquer 20 times. You can, carve out the center of them, make them top heavy so they're quicker. You can whip them through that zone quicker, and they're dangerous.
Well, what's the difference between carving them out and putting rubber balls or cork in them and carving them out and just leaving them like that? I mean,
well,
you're
because you weren't breaking the regulation. When you're corking a bat, you're totally changing the integrity of the bat.
Yeah.
And if you've ever used a cork bat, which I have, the ball jumps off of it like an aluminum bat.
You have?
Yes, I have. In batting practice.
Oh, okay.
I was 3 for 25. I didn't use it in the game.
Swing and a miss.
Hitter.
Bonifacio 0 for 4 today.
We like that a lot.
And with that out, Scott Olsen has now pitched deeper into a ball game than any Nationals pitcher this year. He's about to go 7.
Scott Olsen getting ahead of the hitters, then putting guys like Bonifacio back on the bench. High cheese, small guy.
Challenge.
Sit down. I'm not saying be disrespectful, but don't over-respect the opponent.
Yeah.
Give a guy like Bonifacio credit. Just throw him 3 fastballs, locate them properly, get him out of there.
And he's working so quickly, Olsen is, that Hermida steps out. Scott's only given up 3 singles since the 2nd inning. No earned runs since then. So he's about to post his first Curly W today. The bullpen's going to have to help him out for 6 outs, it appears. But he has done his job today. Due to lead off, bottom of this inning. This should be it for him. Nice. Great fastball, 88. So he's getting that fastball up there.
Well, and people are worried
around
about
100 pitches.
And
now.
people are worried about his top, end. He's throwing the ball very well into the 7th inning.
How about that? He will strike out his last 2 batters of the day and get the Nationals into the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch on a beautiful Saturday. Washington on top 6-3. and by Aflac. Ask about it at work. With our beautiful Capitol Dome in the distance, that's from across the river. What a day. Bottom of the 7th coming up. The Nationals lead the Marlins 6-3. And if you'd like to keep score of outstanding pitching performances, grand slams, stolen bases, you name it, how about stopping by the Nationals team store here at the ballpark? That's the only place you can get the official Nationals scorebook, as designed by some old announcer who's been around for a while. A lot of fans do it. It's the same scorebook that Debbie Taylor uses. If that's not good enough for you, what is? And Manny will get Alex Cintron in at bat here. His Nationals debut. He took a big old swing. Alex Cintron is 30 years of age. He was hitting .500 at Syracuse. He was 9 out of 18 in 5 games. And they called him up because of Guzman's left hamstring.
He spent a lot of time with the Diamondbacks and the White Sox.
Ironically, a strained left hamstring kept Cintron to only 61 games, 133 at bats last year with the Orioles. He has been in postseason in 2002 with the Diamondbacks, played in the division series. He's gone. Fastball on the corner.
Thanks for coming.
The second baseman, number 6, Anderson Hernandez.
That last pitch. 94.
Cintron, a switch hitter, by the way. He's gone. Top of the order now, Hernandez and Johnson. Anderson Hernandez 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Marlins have great arms out of this bullpen.
Kensing.
Yep.
Yeah. Nunez. Lindstrom last night. He didn't even throw. I don't even think he threw a breaking ball.
I don't think he did the entire 9th inning.
Yeah, 95, 99. Not a lot of fluctuation.
He wasn't going to get beaten with his second best pitch, whatever that might be.
Joe Beimel eyeing the 8th inning right now.
And he's retired the last 6 batters he's faced in the 8th inning. Ramirez, Cantu, and Ugla, the same 3 he retired in order last night in the 8th without hitting the ball out of the infield. So I'm not sure they're looking forward to this. Joe Beimel will make an appearance on Nats Extra with Debbie Taylor tomorrow.
I can't wait to hear from the young man.
He's an interesting guy.
Yes, he is.
Born in St. Mary's, PA. Hernandez walks with 1 out. Doesn't hurt to get a couple base runners here. Maybe try to score another run or 2 before this thing's over. I mean, you can win a ball game offensively in the first inning. The Nats haven't been able to sustain anything. Their last hit, with this game starting at 1:08, came at about 1:30. So it's been about an hour and a half since Zimmerman singled back in the 2nd. Here's Nick Johnson, perfect day, 2 hits, a run, an RBI, hit by a pitch his last time up. Hernandez, great jump, and then Nick fouled the ball off. I thought he fouled it off.
No,
Evidently he missed it.
Yeah, that had dirt first. I don't think he came anywhere near the ball.
Anderson Hernandez with a swipe of second.
That last pitch right there, you see Anderson take off, and Nick Johnson tried to protect him. More of a run and hit situation.
Yeah, when you see the runner doing that much peeking, he's looking for the ball to be batted somewhere. Now you've got 2 shots to drive him home. 93 on that heater. It's 10-0 in Pittsburgh now. Pirates shut out the Braves last night. Is the Central that good? Pittsburgh could be over 500 with that win.
No, the Astros aren't that good.
Astros and Milwaukee 3-7.
Astros worst hitting team in the National League.
In that ballpark. How can that be? Brewers are at the Mets and tied scoreless in the 6th. Interesting note, Anderson Hernandez, first major league stolen base. Wow. He'd only played 63 big league games prior to this season. He was a basketball and track star at Alegria High School in Santo Domingo. Manny told me last year, we were talking about the Dominican one day, and he said that running sports are very popular there. A 1-2 to Nick. Got him back to a breaking ball. Johnson knows it, walks away. 2 outs. 3 batters, no contact. 2 strikeouts around the walk.
You start looking for Kensing's fastball. He comes back in with a big old breaking ball about 84 miles an hour. Nick Johnson knew it was a strike.
Man, that's unfair right there.
It is.
Ryan Zimmerman 2 for 3. He's hit safely now in 8 straight games. No swing. Looks to me like some of the guys are trying to get started a little bit earlier against Logan Kensing here.
It's not like Josh Johnson wasn't throwing just as hard. It's just that Kensing's a little bit funkier. Kind of short arms the ball like a catcher or a quarterback. So he's got a deceptive delivery.
That's a generous strike.
Some umpires will tell you if a guy's throwing in the mid to upper 90s, very hard to see the ball. You don't know sometimes if it's up high or down low. They're just baffled sometimes as the hitters and broadcasters.
Most of the umpires aren't 25-year-old guys with 20/20 vision. There's a breaking ball. It's way outside. 2-1 with Adam Dunn waiting here in the 7th.
And I like it too. Zimmerman hitting in front of Dunn. If Ryan's a little bit more selective here, he's going to get much better pitches to hit. Much rather try to get Ryan out than Adam Dunn. You up around 300 now?
Zim?
Yeah.
With a base hit, he'll get up to 295 or so again. 289 into this at bat after making it out last time.
He's starting to become acquainted with that 3-hole as we have a couple of guys warming up, Tavares and Beimel.
I wonder if it would be Tavares if it's more than a 3-run game.
That's a good call. Got to keep Julian sharp too.
3-2. So whether Hernandez scores or not may determine who pitches the 8th. If it stays like this, you would expect Beimel, even though it is 3 right-handed batters, because he's better against them, and he was outstanding against the same trio last night. 3-2 to Ryan. We've been in progress for just under 2 hours. Nationals Park, beautiful day, 71 at game time. Crystal clear skies. Debbie Taylor, Rob Dibble, Bob Carpenter here on Masson 2. Volstad tomorrow. And for the Nationals, Daniel Cabrera. Zimmerman foul tips a 3-2 and stays alive. As impressed with Volstad in Florida as we were in Nolasco and Johnson in that first series.
Well, Volstad, 21 years of mentoring from Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. Solid mechanics. A lot of strikes. They have some very good young pitchers on this Marlins staff.
3-2 again to Zimmerman. And that outside corner is awfully wide at this stage of the afternoon. Nationals are gone. They've stranded only 3 runners today. Ramirez, Cantu, and Ugla. Next. He's been outstanding today. 7 innings, Rob, and now it's time for the bullpen. And Joe Beimel first up to get those last 6 outs.
And Manny Acta's got to be very happy. A few days where he's been able to use his bullpen, try to set these guys up for future games and future winning situations. And Joe Beimel, your 8th inning guy, comes back out there with a 3-run lead tonight. Hopefully he can get us 3 quick outs and get us in the dugout.
All right. Funny in baseball how situations repeat themselves on successive days. Ramirez last night bounced out to short. Cantu lined out to second. Ugla called out on strikes. That was Joe Beimel's 8th inning last evening. Of course, at the time it was a 1-run game. This is a 6-3 game. Hanley Ramirez blooped to hit to right center last time. So in this series he's 1 for 9. Low, then high. So Beimel so far 5 2/3, 5 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. ERA 1.59 so far. Opponent's batting average 227. And Hanley Ramirez fouls it straight back, counts even.
Joe will not overpower you. He may top out at 88, 89, sometimes at 90. But he's going to change speeds from 75 to 90. Go up, go down. He's going to move the ball inside and outside. He's got a great breaking ball. Great cut fastball. Very deceptive.
2-2 pitch. He gets Ramirez to pop it up into short center. Out is Hernandez. In is Bernardina. Roger has it for the first out. Debbie Taylor, we check in with her.
All right, Natstown, it's time to get your red on. April 20th and 22nd, the Nats battle the Atlanta Braves. Also on the 21st, it's T-Shirt Tuesday. The first 10,000 fans to the ballpark on April 21st will receive a red free Natstown t-shirt presented by Tickets.com. Now, also on Tuesday, American Idol's Elliot Yamin will be singing the national anthem and signing autographs. You don't want to miss it. Be sure to call 888-632-NATS or visit Nationals.com or stop by the Nationals ballpark and go to the box office and get your tickets today. And, of course, there is day of game parking available.
Thank you, Debbie. We've hit the ground running with a lot of things going on around the ballpark here in the first week at home. Home record at 1-2 right now. Hopefully 500 by the end of this game. And Joe Bimel's gone 1-1 on Jorge Cantu. He's 1 for 3 today. The only Marlin with more than one hit's Ronnie Paulino. Nationals held this high-powered offense, and that's strike 2 on a beauty to 3 runs on 10 hits in 10 innings last night. There's a little more squawking about the strike zone as we get later in this game.
You're going to call it for them, you better call for us. Take that strike.
And a 1-2 coming.
Hey, umpires, they have dinner reservations too.
Now, come on. That doesn't matter, does
it certainly does. Sometimes they a little liberal with that strike zone.
Okay. I mean, I can understand rewarding a starting pitcher late in the game. But what have you guys done to earn this? You've been flicking sunflower seeds all day. That's close, but ball 3.
Well, Joe Bimel got a call right here a little bit earlier, even up in the zone, and does not get one that looks a little bit better. I like that he comes in like that on righties.
What does he follow it up with? A strike. That ball is hit hard to left center. Will it stay in? It hits right at the 377 mark, and Jorge Cantu's aboard with a double. That's the Marlins' first hit since Ramirez bloop single back in the 5th. That's the first hit Joe Bimel's given up in a while.
Who's behind the plate?
Rob Drake.
Yeah, give that double to him. Well, the umpire doesn't call strike 3 right here. Cantu gets another crack at Joe Bimel. Bimel has to put it basically on a tee for him, and he cracks one off the wall. So what happens when you don't get close calls as a pitcher? You have to move your strike zone to favor the hitter. Joe Bimel doesn't want to live in the middle of the plate.
Dan Uggla next and Ronnie Paulino. Uggla hitless today. Hit a ball to the wall last time up, though, with 2 men on. That's the biggest out of this game right now. And it's still very much in doubt. A 3-run game with 4 outs, 5 outs yet to get.
I think this is the 3rd day in a row for Joe Bimel, isn't it?
He did pitch the 8th inning on Thursday night, had a strikeout, but a 1-2-3.
1-2-3 yesterday.
So he was
I'd have
7 for 7 against hitters in the 8th inning before that double.
The manager's below ground level view.
3-0. Julian Tavares ready. He's been warmed up for a while. If Bimel loses Uggla, it could be Tavares against Paulino. Uggla tosses the bat, strike 1. And now baseball wisdom would tell you if it's close, buddy, you better be swinging.
Dan Uggla right here, 3-0 pitch, borderline right there, and the umpire sees him start to step towards first. Strike 1. Throw it right back where he just threw it. There you go.
Now Uggla's really going to be mad because Rob Drake just gave Bimel both sides of the plate. Hitters don't like that.
And umpires don't like hitters that cross the plate before they're told it's ball 4.
Wow. This ought to be interesting.
Come on, Joe.
Seems to either strike out or walk when it's 3-2. Not always a lot of contact. Up by 3. Not sure why Beimel's worried about can 2. And Ugla hits it well to center. Bernardina going back. He makes the catch! 400 feet away. Play at third. Oh, close but safe.
What a play.
Roger Bernardina, a fantastic play, and he's hurt. Austin Kerns is calling for the trainer, and Lee Kuntz has a 400-foot run to center field. Amazing play by Bernardina. Crashed up against the wall. I think it might have been Elijah. No, it was Lasting's Millage last year. I don't know if this happened to him. We saw him get his foot lodged under the padding of the wall.
This is as good a catch as you will see at the major league level. Roger Bernardina running back full speed off the wrong foot. He leaps, catches it from his knees, throws it in. But look at that concentration. Yeah, it does look like he kind of buckled his right knee. That's live speed right there.
I just wonder if the spikes on that left foot caught under that wall a little bit after he came down. They're working on the right side. Oh man, that's a kid who lives with his legs. Now they could, if they had to take him off the field, they'd take him off right there at center field and bring him around the tunnel on a golf cart.
Watch that right leg as he goes off of the left leg. He comes down on the right one, kind of jams the knee and ankle underneath him. I hope that young man's all right because he really helps his ball club a lot.
Elijah Dukes is in the dugout. Josh Willingham is in the dugout. Bernardina is in the lineup today because Dukes was taken out after arriving late for the game. And Manny Acta will accompany him to a waiting cart that'll pick him up out there and then bring him around the tunnel. And Elijah Dukes is heading for center field. Roger Bernardina might have just saved the ball game with that play. And Manny will call on Dukes. Manny probably had the presence of mind to shout over his shoulder to Dukes on the way out of the dugout, get ready if we need you. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, he's in center field.
You see Manny Acta. Not many managers will run all the way out to center field to check on a player. The more I'm around Manny, the more I like him.
Well, some can't.
Yeah, some can't waddle out there.
Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight in the ballpark today with Nats Extra postgame coming up. Nick Johnson had a good day against Josh, on base 3 times with a couple of singles, a run, and an RBI. Austin Kerns heating up, and Ray Knight knows Austin so well from their days in Ohio. And the series finale preview, Daniel Cabrera and Chris Volstad tomorrow. And that guy's 2-0 with a 1.50. They're gathering, they're marshaling the forces out there.
Yeah, we love 2-0 guys. We eat them for breakfast.
Well, somebody's got to beat them.
Well, we got to finish it off right here.
So there's a runner at third, 2 outs now. And Joe Beimel does stay in the game to face Ronnie Paulino. Dan Ugla's hit about 800 feet of unrewarded fly balls today. And so it's Paulino who's homered and singled. And I just heard a shout from the crowd. Did the Capitals score a goal?
I've been told not to give the score because some people are TiVoing the game.
Okay. You gotta know.
Well, it was 1-0 the last time I checked.
Oh, I hate that, Rob Dibble. He gave me the score.
Yeah, I'm a hockey fan too.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike to Paulino. Hits it hard. Zimmerman has it. Fires to first. Inning over. And Joe Beimel works a scoreless 8th for the 3rd consecutive game. Dunn, Bard, and Kerns coming up. Low fares, no hidden fees. And by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. Beautiful day in our nation's capital. It could really be gorgeous if the Nats can hold on to win their 2nd game of the year. And their 2nd in the last 3. Well, I'd like to go back and change a few things about last night. And this could really be something today. But you can't do that. Time to take care of business today. Reniel Pinto in for the Marlins. He pitched last night and pitched a scoreless 7th with a hit and a walk. But he struck out Josh Willingham with 2 men aboard to keep that game close. Adam Dunn, a rare hitless day today. 0 for 2 with a walk. Gets under that one. It looks like Dan Uggla has the beat on it, and then Maben calls everybody off. It's such an easier play coming forward for the outfielder. 1 out. Josh Bard will turn around now and bat right-handed. .130 tomorrow. Masson 2 and DC 50 will join us tomorrow. Crowd of just under 20,000 again today. 19,864. Josh Bard, first right-handed at bat as a Nat. To short, Hanley Ramirez, and it skips under and off his glove. We'll see how they score it. That's a catcher running from the right side of the batter's box, and a shortstop extremely deep in the hole.
You should give him a hit. You're at home. Not a very great shortstop out there defensively. Shot. Yeah, that would have been a tough play.
I think that ball came up on him some. Ben Tripito makes the correct call. Base hit.
It's our guy. Are you going to give him an error?
Doesn't always go that way.
I'll have to start walking over there then.
They see you coming.
I didn't like that when I played. You know what? You're our home official scorer. Guy needs a hit. Got to get that average going upward. Maybe I'll send you over there, Bob. You handle my light work.
I'll take care of it. I'll sort them out for you.
Yeah. You know.
Austin Kerns 1 for 3 today with a grand slam. The big blow, obviously, of this 6-3 game.
Now, if it's Omar Vizquel out there and he does that, okay, it's an error because that guy's a Gold Glove shortstop. But Hanley Ramirez, come on.
Hits are even at 7. Nationals lead by 3. And Homer was Kerns' second of the year. He's now driven in 8 runs. And Austin has hit 104 career home runs. Joe Hanrahan, barring a run score here, another save opportunity. Change up 3-1.
By the way, congratulations to my former teammate, really good guy. Gary Sheffield got his 500th home run last night in a Mets uniform. I'm sure he's happy. He did want to finish his career as a Yankee. Took less money, but good guy, good teammate.
Does 500 automatically get you to Cooperstown anymore?
It should get to Sheffield. Not everybody.
That's a walk. 2 on, 1 out for the Nationals. Pre-game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Chris Volstad has beaten the Nats this year. He's only given up 2 earned runs in 12 innings. And then there's Daniel Cabrera. All that size, all that power, all that talent. He gave the Fish 5 earned runs in 6 innings at Florida. We'll get you going at 1 o'clock with Nats Extra, hosted by Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. And hopefully the Nats will be in a position to win a series for the first time.
Oh, you're really putting the jinx on us. Let's win this one.
I did the disclaimer, hopefully.
Come on, Elijah.
Dukes with his first at bat today. Elijah last night was 1 for 4 with a walk and a double. He has a 6-game hitting streak. He's 10 for his last 27. And overall batting .345. Off-speed Pinto pitch. And it's 0-2. Alberto Gonzalez with a rare hitless day. And Dukes reaches out, hits an 0-2 pitch to Cody Ross. He's fighting the sun, found it, caught it, 2 outs. He had a moment of doubt there.
He may have been trying to set up Josh Bart at second there, though.
He set me up.
I know. He deked you. In case you were wondering, Hanley Ramirez last year had 22 errors at shortstop, 24 the year before, and 26 in 2006. So
maybe he's a third baseman waiting to happen someday.
Possibly, but he could still hit.
Oh, yeah, he can hack. Alberto Gonzalez steps in now. Marlins swing the center fielder to the right a little bit. They're shallow in right. For this line drive hitter, man, he went up and took a home run cut.
Remember, Robin Yount switched to the outfield, made it to the Hall of Fame. Gary Sheffield, shortstop when he was with the Brewers, switched to the outfield.
How about Craig Biggio?
Craig Biggio, second base, catching, center field. Thought he was a better second baseman than anything.
Yeah. How about Joe Torre?
Joe Torre.
Catcher, third base, first base. Jesus Flores, if we make it to the number 9 spot here. Gonzalez will hit a little fly ball, and it'll just make it to the barrier. They just announced a preliminary result on Bernardina, right ankle sprain. They're about to take x-rays.
I'll go down there. I'll give the old Mr. Miyagi to him. Wax on, wax off. Get back out there. Come on, just a little duck snort out to right field.
Long 8th inning. Beimel had a long scoreless top of this inning. Pinto trying to do the same, and a fastball is up and away. Mets have scored a run. They're in the 8th inning now at Shea Stadium. They, behind Santana, lead Milwaukee 1-0. It's over in Pittsburgh. Pirates 10, Braves 0. And Gonzalez fouls another one out of play. The Nationals continue to score runs with 2 outs this year. Look at that. Nearly 55%. Better than the mighty Red Sox, the 8-4 Blue Jays, the 5-7 Twins, and the 5-4 Cincinnati Reds. Red Sox are 4-6. Gonzalez having quite a battle here.
Well, I think the statistic that's killed us is how many runs have we allowed with 2 outs.
Good call. Yeah.
We start, just finishing off the guys with 2 outs, get that 3rd out, get out of there. I think we're going to win about 10, 15 in a row.
Alberto Gonzalez only had 49 at bats last year, but he did well in situations like this. He's being pesky here. Only 1 game in progress in the American League right now this afternoon in the 8th inning at Toronto. Oakland and the Blue Jays 2-2. Toronto's 8-4. And Roy Halladay's leading the way for them right now. Gonzalez gets a fair ball. Little pop-up. It's Ugla. The Nationals strand only their 4th and 5th runners of the day. 3 outs to get in a 6-3 game. Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. And by Acura. Acura Advance. What a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in our nation's capital. Some concern about the condition of Roger Bernardina and his ankle. Rob, he might have saved the game with this catch.
Yeah, this could be the defining moment of the ball game right here. This is a game saver if we do win it. You see him go off the wrong leg, come down hard on that right ankle, and then it crumbles underneath the wall right there. Right now they're calling it a high ankle sprain on that right side, but a great catch by Roger Bernardina, and he got the ball back in immediately and almost got Cantu out at third base. So we go on to win this ball game. There was your game-saving catch.
All right, Joel Hanrahan, the life of a closer. Blown save last night because of the Cody Ross homer. Right back at it today, and guess who you face first? Good news is Cody Ross can't tie the game. And Joel, he was not questioning his pitch selection last night after the game on a 2-2. He said, I just left it up in the middle of the zone. You want to bury that slider on 2 strikes. Even if you miss, you've got your fastball on 3 and 2.
No, and bury this guy right here. Don't even throw him a breaking ball. Challenge him with 95. Don't get beat with your second or third best pitch. Put this guy back on the bench where he belongs. 216. Come on. Get that guy out of here.
And Cody Ross was 0 for 3 and 6 for 32 at the time he hit that homer last night. Got into the first row right over the left field wall in the corner.
But you saw how Lindstrom came after us when they got the lead. He just attacked, almost gave up a home run.
Cody Ross gone.
Not quite the slider he threw last night. That's a strikeout slider right there. Cody Ross probably thinking he wasn't going to get one also. But after 3 straight fastballs, he gets the slider and emergency hacks at it on his way back to the dugout.
Well, the Washington Times, the Post, all the suburban newspapers are waiting to print the 3 words, Washington defeats Florida. Might be the biggest thing in this town since Dewey beat Truman. It just hasn't happened very often. And Joel Hanrahan's trying to get it done here in the 9th. It'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Marlins have dominated this series since September of 07, 20-3. And frankly, we are all sick and tired of it. Base hit. That's Meziga's game. He's a little bumper that moves the ball around the field. He's aboard, but they don't have the tying run up yet. They'll have the left-handed batter coming in, Ross Glode. Glode had a pinch hit in the 7th inning last night that helped them load the bases. But the Nats are able to get out of that with Mike Hinckley. Verizon Fios presents Nats Extra straight ahead. And here's Glode. That one way out in front of home plate, and a good secondary lead by Meziga. Probably ruled a wild pitch. He was not going on the pitch.
All right, Josh Bard should be telling him right here, listen, forget the guy on second. We're still up 3 runs. Even if this guy hits a home run, we're still up a run. Attack the hitter. Let's work ahead here.
Give the runner a stolen base. He was not running with the pitch.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
It's hard to give a stolen base on a secondary lead.
Even if they let him go, wouldn't that be indifference?
True.
No.
Joel misses away, 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's a good pitch. Been giving it all day.
Now they've changed it to wild pitch, which is the correct call.
You'll probably watch the Capitals game there.
They better not. Two balls, two strikes. Hanrahan to Glode. Right off his leg with a chopper.
It's great location on that pitch, too. It's down at the ankles of a lefty, ties up his hands. He can't do anything. Even if he does get the bat out on that, he's going to hit it foul. I heard Scott Olsen talking about location, having a purpose.
Base hit left field. And Meziga, they're going to bring him home. Dunn will throw to second. It's a 6-4 game, and the Marlins have the tying run hitting, and there's still only one out. They're going to bring in Wes Helms now to bring in some power instead of the little bat of Bonifacio. Wes Helms as a pinch hitter. Scary numbers right now for early in the season. He's already 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Hanrahan with a 92-mile-an-hour heater. Seven career pinch hit homers. And then any slider now has to be in the dirt. Got him looking on the corner. That's been a strike since the 6th inning. Why not now? 2 outs.
Well, and if you go back to Glode, it's the sequences of pitches. Right there, Wes Helms wasn't even close to the 2-strike fastball. So why would you help him out with a breaking ball? He just blows him away with 94. Glode, on the other hand, the lefty, great slider, down and in. You come right back, throw 94 on the outside. All he did was tap that to left for an RBI. You got to understand, when you make a guy look bad, keep throwing that pitch till he shows you can hit it.
Jeremy Hermida, good power, 1 for 4 with a single, and the Nationals 1 out away. Plenty of work to be done here. He can't pull that ball. He does that one. It's heading for the seats. And it's gone. Hermida homers. And the game is tied. And a stunned Joel Hanrahan is standing at the bottom of the mound. He crushed that ball.
Well, I talked about the sequences of pitches to Ross Glode when he just makes these guys look bad on a slider, and Glode nailed a fastball to left field. And then Josh Bard back there, I don't know what he's calling, but these are dead red, really good fastball hitters. You can't make mistakes over the plate with a fastball.
Not against these guys.
No.
Another blown save for Hanrahan, 2nd of the series. And this ballpark is stunned. Until the Nationals do something about it, the Marlins own them. Don't know why, it's just crazy. We talked about this last night. No matter what kind of game it is, the Nats just can't beat these guys. So Olsen has a win taken away. Josh Johnson's off the hook. And the Nationals, who scored 5 runs in the first inning, and now that ball is thrown away by Gonzalez. Second error of the day. And a glorious afternoon starting to turn pretty miserable.
Well, this is a routine ground ball right to the shortstop, and Gonzalez picks it up, kind of flips it underhand, and it gets away from him. Cannot lose your concentration for a second in this ball game.
Nationals are lucky that stayed close enough after hitting Ramirez. That could have easily been kicked down the right field line. So the runner's at first, and Cantu's the hitter. And this inning is far from over.
First baseman number 3, Jorge Cantu.
Joe Hanrahan's been a closer for less than a year. Nine saves last year in 13 attempts. 0 for 2 this year now.
But here's the thing, Bob. When you're in a situation where you know the guy's looking for something to drive, a fastball on the inner half, you don't call for a fastball on the inner half. You call for fastballs away or breaking balls down and in.
With the runner going, Cantu strikes out. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning after the Marlins score 3 to tie it on a Jeremy Hermida home run.
Don't believe it. Bob and Rob don't believe it what's happened, but the Marlins somehow, some way, and they've said, have the Nationals number.
Well, they do, but you've got to be smart. I mean, golly, Rob talked about it. Hermida is one of the best slow ball hitters in the league, fastball hitters, Johnny, and he goes right down there just below knee high, little inside, right where every left-hander likes it. And this kid is one of the best low ball hitters in the league, and he goes right there. You know, we can second guess all day, but you've got to be able to follow what Randy St. Clair maps out as your strategy, and it certainly cannot be to throw Hermida low fastballs.
So we go to the bottom of the 9th, all tied at National Park 6-6. We'll see you at game's conclusion. Back to Bob upstairs.
Thank you, Johnny Holiday.
Well, and I couldn't have said it any better than what Ray Knight just said right there. That was beautiful.
Pitching to a hitter's strength.
This is the location of this pitch right here. Right on the inner half, down and in. But as a hitter, with a guy on base, you're down 2 runs, you're at the plate, you're thinking one thing only. I want to tie this game up with one swing of the bat. So the only thing that's going to tie it up is a fastball to you. Challenge guys away, but don't challenge lefties down and in.
Wes Helms is at third base, replacing Bonifacio. Alfredo Amezaga stays in to play center field. And Ross Glode stays in and plays first base. Ronnie Belliard pinch hitting to lead off. Ronnie's 1 for 5 as a pinch batter. And first time we've seen him in a while after the problems he's had over the last week and a half with his lower back. The pitcher is left-hander Dan Meyer. Got to get the leadoff man aboard here. A strike to Belliard, 2-1. Mets beat Milwaukee 1-0. Bad ball by Ronnie will get out of play. Rally caps on, but sort of sitting back waiting to see. Belliard pops it up. The Nationals have 1 hit since the second inning. And now the job that Josh Johnson did when he turned his day around and shut down the Nats after his rough start really comes into play. You get 1 more run somewhere from the third inning on, and right now you're in the clubhouse shaking hands. Anderson Hernandez will be next. Hernandez, a base hit, a walk, a stolen base. He's 1 for 3.
Well, you can't say the starting pitchers the last 3 games and the offense haven't done their job. It's the bullpen's killing us. You've got to nail down that final out. Whether it's the 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning, those last 9 outs are the most difficult to get. But that's why you're a reliever and you're in the major leagues. That's your job. Go do it.
Julian Tavares, if this thing goes extras. You know, this is like a basketball team giving up a buzzer beater to tie the game. It seems like when you go to overtime, the team that comes from behind almost always wins. That's what the Marlins did last night. And Meyer trying to work through a scoreless 9th here. Nick Johnson is next. Just a shame the way John Lannon pitched last night and Scott Olsen today. Starting pitching the Nats have been waiting for.
When a team's playing well like the Marlins are right now, they don't feel they're out of any ball game. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning, top of the 9th inning. They don't feel that they're beaten yet. So that's why they're so difficult to beat. They could have been down 5 runs. They still would have been up there hacking in the last inning.
One and 2 to Hernandez, trying to hang tough here. Love to see him get aboard and use his speed. He'll duck away from that high tight fastball. 2-2. The ever positive, encouraging Manny Acta. Even for Manny, it's got to be tough. The count's 2-2. Hernandez out looking. The Nationals have struck out 10 times today.
Location of Meyer's last pitch right there. Fastball on the black, 92.
10 strikeout drops, 6 of them taking. And it'll be 2 outs, bases empty for Nick Johnson. To Nick. Is that a good day? 2 hits, an RBI. Counts even. Nick Johnson gone. Nats gone. Bottom of the ninth. On to extra innings. Wow. Look at that. 5 in the first, a run in the second, and then 3 hours later, the Nats could not close it out. The Marlins get 3 in the ninth. And I can't even tell you how hard Jeremy Hermida hit that ball. It got into the first row. It looked like a gapper, and he had some backspin on that thing, and it kept going. That ball was crushed. He hit that ball as hard as Dukes hit the double into the padding last night. So now Julian Tavares has to step up, keep this game tied.
And at some point, though, Bob, the players have to start holding themselves accountable for these mistakes. I've heard too many excuses like I made my pitches and I did this and I did that. Listen, all the coaches except for Randy St. Clair Maniac got fired after last season. So obviously there was something wrong last year. And those guys are doing a great job. I really feel it's not the coaches. They can't teach baseball 101 every day to major leaguers. Eventually, and some of them aren't even here anymore, where I read the scouting report and it told me to play here. Listen, if it's a certain type of point in the game where you should be playing no doubles, don't let the balls get behind you, don't serve up home run pitches. I mean, you don't need Randy St. Clair Maniac to tell you that.
Ryan Zimmerman on the play, 1 out, top of the 10th. That was on a bouncing ball by Dan Ugla. It'll be Paulino and Ross, the next 2 hitters. Ronnie Paulino's 2-run homer in the top of the 2nd answered half of Kerns' grand slam. And then that unearned run in the 5th inning hurt on the drop fly ball, but Nick Johnson was battling tough sun conditions at that time. So it's Tavares trying to keep it even here in the 10th. And the Nats would do well to do that with the middle of their order coming up. But you really have to guard whether you're down there in the seats or up here in the booth or down there on the field. You cannot sit around and wait for something to happen to beat you, because that's what the Marlins have done to the Nats. Tavares' 7th appearance, tied with Mike Hinckley for the staff lead. Joe Beimel also appeared in his 7th game today. And a breaking ball misses.
Going back to Florida, when we got on Ricky Nolasco in his first start for 5 runs.
Yeah.
And waited around and they beat us 12-6. You know, I mean, they're a team that never quits. Whether you're up 6-0 or 10-0, they will never stop.
Breaking ball on 3-1, way outside.
And you made a great point on Josh Johnson. I mean, he did not have his best stuff today. Didn't have his A game. Was awful in the first couple of innings. 54 pitches in the first 2 innings. Gave up 5 runs and 6 runs in the first couple of innings. But you know what? Then he put down 4 goose eggs before he left the ball game.
And the Nats haven't scored since, and they have 1 hit. So after a tough start, he turned the tide of this game long enough for their mashers to get him back in. Here's Cody Ross, whose homer was the crushing blow last night. He was the first man. Joel Hanrahan retired in the 9th. So you figure, okay, there you go. You're up by 3, 2 outs to go. And 4 of the next 5 batters reach base. And the Marlins got 2 pinch hits in that inning by Amezaga and Glode. Tavares now has Ross 0-2. Double play ball badly needed here. Tavares has always had a good sinker. That's a heartbreaking ball that dives down and away. It appears to me that lately that's become Julian Tavares' outpitch.
Well, the more Julian Tavares works in these games, the better his sinker and his slider will be. There you see below 3/4 sinker. No chance for Cody Ross.
Four o'clock hour has arrived. Ball game nearly 3 hours old now.
Playing some free baseball now for the fans. We like to go.
Whether they want it or not.
Hey, in case you wanted to go home and watch the TiVo version of the Capitals game, too bad, you stand.
Mezga, base hit, first time up. He's 4 for 11 in part-time duty this year.
I don't know if I should remind you again that we're not wearing blue shirts today.
Yeah, you thought they should have kept on the blue after Thursday night, huh?
Hey, it's the only game they've won so far. They had blue shirts on with the red, white, and blue DC on it.
Two guys who got the key pinch hits last inning to set up. The Hermida homer, a Mezga and Glode still in the game. That'll hook foul.
There's something to that. I mean, as far as maybe superstition and keeping the same routine and feel. Remember Randy Johnson with the D-backs? Whenever he pitched, he always made sure they wore black jerseys. It was his call. Day of the game, what do you want to wear? Black jerseys.
So the marketing department didn't dictate that, huh?
Nope.
One and two.
And a lot of times the starters, especially when I was playing, dictated what kind of music you listened to in the clubhouse, what kind of uniform you wanted to wear that day, just to make that guy feel comfortable.
Runner goes on a 2-2. Throw is on target late, and a stolen base by a catcher, Ronnie Paulino. That's really not supposed to happen.
You know, they start the runner Paulino right there with 2 strikes, and Josh Bard cannot throw him out.
Good swipe tag by Gonzalez on an on-target throw, but it was late. And now the Marlins could take the lead with a base hit. They won the game with a scratch hit to shortstop after a bloop last night. And we're going to the bottom of the 10th. Tavares with a couple of strikeouts after a walk. Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn, and Josh Bard to try to win it in the 10th. Dunn, Bard due up for the Nationals. If you're looking for the best value in Northern Virginia, Uncle Slam down in Woodbridge has a stimulus package. The Potomac Nationals invite you to join the party. Dollar Monday back. The Nats and the Washington Post team up to offer tickets and hot dogs for $1 each. And the first one is Monday night. See the future stars here in Washington, down there in Woodbridge. 703-590-2311 or log on to PotomacNationals.com.
Think Uncle Slam could get us some bailout money?
He's doing what he can. He's doing what he can.
Well, we got Oscar Mayer on the hill, and he's a wiener. Let's beat up on him here. Someone's got to end this nonsense.
Ryan Zimmerman 2 for 4. RBI back in the first, single in the second. Nationals haven't left a ton of men on base today because they haven't had that many. Only 5 stranded as they efficiently hit the ball and scored early. Zimmerman pops it up. And fighting the sun, Ross Globe for the first out. And I think one of the problems you always get into with these extra inning games, nearly every guy that steps up to the plate is trying to end the game on one swing. So you'll see strikeouts and pop-ups where normally you might see guys moving the ball around the field. I like Dunn's choice of song, A Little on the Road Again by Bob Seger. So he could put some folks on the Metro and some cars heading home with a big swing here. 0 for 3 with a walk.
Is that Bob Seger or Metallica? Because I know Metallica does a version of that song.
It sounded like Seger to me.
Just send this ball on the road.
They haven't really given Adam anything in this series he could pull.
Can't say we don't make it exciting here, so you can bring the family down and some free extra inning baseball played 2 days in a row.
Fastball away, 2-1.
We just want to be on the winning side of a few of these games.
Yep. Adam Dunn's 0 for 6 in the series with a pair of walks. They've pitched him well.
Oh, he's due.
The 3 times he's made contact, they've all been fly balls to center field.
You have to get something out right field like Dunn's Den or Dunn's Dungeon. Even our fans drop the ball.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Adam Dunn. Meyer trying to retire, his 5th consecutive hitter. An infield hit by Josh Bard in the 8th. Actually a little one-hopper that got off the glove of Hanley Ramirez, the only Nationals hit since the 2nd inning.
And it's about to get dicey about 4:30 here, Bob, as the shadows are starting to creep towards home plate. The pitcher will be out there a couple innings from now in the sun, and the hitters will be in the shade.
Dunn takes the walk, winning run aboard with 1 out. Josh Bard 1 for 4 today. And suddenly Meyer
Flores as a pinch hitter.
Oh yeah, you got 3 catchers.
Yeah. Check.
Bard a switch hitter. Kerns, a right-hander next. Everything is high for Meyer right now. Can't get over the top of it. Sometimes the second inning for a reliever is dramatically different than the first three. Austin Kerns started this game with a bang. He might end it with one. And Bart pops it up on 2-0. Ronnie Paulino catches it. A pitcher struggling with control and a foul out on a 2-0 pitch. We started this game at 1:08. Almost 3 hours ago to the minute, Austin Kerns turned one around from Josh Johnson and bombed a grand slam out here. At the time, the Nationals led 5-0. 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 hours later, the Nats are fighting for their lives here in the bottom of the 10th, and the Marlins have made a call to the bullpen. Kiko Calero pitched really well against the Nationals down in Florida. Maybe he's the guy the Nats can solve. Stay tuned. It's the bottom of the 10th inning. The Nationals have a runner at first and 2 outs with Austin Kerns coming up, and he'll face Kiko Calero, who during a Marlins 6-4 win to sweep that series on Wednesday, April 8th, pitched an inning and 2/3 of perfect relief with 3 strikeouts. He did not face Austin Kerns during that outing. And then John Baker, the catcher. That's the last available position player the Marlins have had. And we assume he's batting 4th, and then the pitcher would be dumped down from 4th to the 6th spot. Kerns takes ball 2.
And Calero's made a remarkable recovery. Last year at the beginning of the year, tore his right rotator cuff when he was with the Athletics.
Now, how come we don't hear about that injury as much anymore as we used to?
He didn't even have surgery. He rehabbed it for 8 months, and not 8 months, excuse me, 66 days, and returned from rehab and Came off the 60-day DL. Kind of remarkable.
2-0 slider for a strike. Elijah Dukes on deck. Austin Kerns, and that's not going anywhere. Hermida under it, and we're going to the 11th inning. The Nationals strand their 6th runner of the day. The frustration continues, but it's still either team's game.
Came into today 9-1. The Washington Nationals 1-8. We had an early lead 6-3 off of Josh Johnson, and now it's 6-6 as the Florida Marlins have come back to tie this ball game up. And now we go to the top of the 11th inning, and Johnny and Ray are still waiting out there for their Nats extra that will be following this ball game.
Another inning of work for Julian Tavares. Ross Glow drove in the first of those 3 damaging 9th inning runs. Glow 3 for 5 as a pinch hitter now this year with 3 RBIs. Kind of experienced major leaguer every team needs to have coming off the bench. 287 career hitter in 7 years with the Cubs, the Rockies, the White Sox, and Kansas City.
Changes area codes a lot, doesn't he?
Yep, kind of like Tavares. Julian with the Nationals, his 11th major league club. Lead run aboard. Second walk issued by Tavares. He walked Paulino with 1 out last inning. And then struck out Ross and Amezaga. So it's the top of the order now, with Wes Helms getting his second AB for the Marlins. Randy St. Clair to see Tavares. The phone just rang in the Nationals bullpen. Will Ledesma was already up and throwing. Looks like they might have been calling to see if he was ready. But he's not. You can tell he's just getting the ball and it's tossing it real quick. So he's still, in his first 7 or 8 tosses, pretty much playing catch.
Well, they're getting him ready for Hermida on deck. But after Julian rolls this double play right here.
My gosh, that ball almost went into the seats. They should give Nick Johnson the Vezina Trophy for goaltending.
Well, that's this last ball, and Julian Tavares kind of slings it over their sidearm. Nick Johnson, great save and a beauty. But really, what Julian was doing with the first two things, he stepped off. It was really a cat and mouse game to see if Wes Helms was going to square around to bunt. So the Nationals bench trying to see what the Marlins were going to do there with a run on first, no outs. You got to sell it. Sell it a little better.
Nationals looking for a double play ball. Tavares working slowly. No balls, one strike. And then Helms showing bunt. Strike two.
But he didn't have too many sacrifice bunts in his career. Wes Helms.
That would be none this year. I have him for 10.
Not bad.
6 in 1 year with the Marlins.
Versatility by
And the 0-2, he's got a swing. It's close, and it's over the dugout out of play.
There's a time back when he was with the Braves, though, they thought he was going to be an all-star third baseman for many years. He had all the makings.
.33 years of age he will be on May 12th. .262 career hitter. And the 0-2 to West. Short lead at first by Glode. And it's ball one.
03, not a bad year. 134 games, 23 home runs, 67 RBI, 261.
With the Marlins in 06, the Phillies in 07, and the Marlins got him back. One-two pitch gets away. And the lead runs at second base with nobody out. And now Wes Helms could be bunting with 2 strikes.
Ball getting by Josh Bard right here. See him lift his glove up before the ball gets there.
That thing hit the plate and didn't come up at all. Wild pitch ruled. Man, if this game was a balloon, somebody stuck a straight pin right into it. The air has come right out. They have relievers working extremely slowly, throwing lots of pitches. And Helms fouls it off. Tavares pulled a Luis T out there and actually twisted and faced the runner, and Glode was retreating.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Where a right-hander's on the mound, there's a guy on second, the righty twists, and that runner goes back to second.
How do you find home plate again after you've done that?
Julian has a way.
Helms hangs tough. Tommy Helms was a good major league infielder, and Wes is his nephew. Ball 3.
This is 3 pitches ago where Julian Tavares fakes back towards second, delivers the ball to home, and makes Ross Glode go back to second.
And threw a perfect breaking ball down and away to a right-handed batter.
Takes talent to do that. That's why he's been on 11 teams in 15 years.
He has to throw a strike here.
Yeah, he's a big batter right here.
Hermida next. And a ground ball. That's in front of the runner, so Glode has to stay. And another bad throw as Gonzalez pulls Nick Johnson off the bat. The mistakes the Nationals are making in the field are just inexcusable. Routine plays, 2 of them dropped by Hernandez Monday. Zimmerman some bad throws recently, and now today is Alberto Gonzalez's turn. You cannot make these mistakes, and I'm not even at the major league level, but any level of baseball. Wow. Ledesma on the way in, first and second, nobody out. I hope there's somebody in that first base dugout who think they're going to win this game. And a W today. Joe Hanrahan had a rough 9th inning, and now the Nats are having a hard time making routine plays.
Well, it's as much situational baseball as just that bad throw. Right here, Gonzalez doesn't even come up and take a step, but Wes Helms has 2, count them, 2 stolen bases over 10 years in the major leagues. You have to know who's running. Even if you bobble the ball, you know you have plenty of time. Wes Helms is not a speed burner, and that's an error on the shortstop. So once again, it's just bad situational baseball and not knowing who's at the plate.
3 errors today. Ledesma steps off, and the man who's the primary reason we're still here, Jeremy Hermida, after tying the game, has a chance to put the Marlins up, and maybe up big. Good pitch, first pitch fastball, outer half. Hermida, 2 homers, 5 RBIs on the year. I mean, somebody's getting him out. He homered against the Nationals on opening day. So his only 2 home runs have come against Washington. and 3 of his 5 RBIs. I mean, he absolutely crushed this ball from Hanrahan.
Once again, you got to know Hermita's looking to tie the ball game up with a runner on. You're down 2 runs. He's going to swing at any fastball he sees. And now if you get beat away, you get beat away. You tip your hat to the guy. You say, okay, you know what? I threw 95 on the outside black. You beat me that way. You're not going to do it tomorrow. But you throw a pitch down and in on a lefty, which is a no-no at any level.
Here he goes again. Jeremy Hermita, a 3-run homer against a left-hander. And the Marlins lead 9-6. 2 walks, pardon me, 1 walk, a wild pitch, an error. And Jeremy Hermita is going to have the best Saturday of anybody in Major League Baseball today.
Well, here's a pitch Josh Bard wants low and down and away.
That's the same spot.
Hanging, breaking ball down on the inner half. And, you know, Marlin hitters are as comfortable as anybody up there, especially when you're throwing nice pitches to them.
Hermita, first multi-homer game since Wrigley Field last July. It's hard to believe what this club keeps doing to the Nationals. 2 of those runs, 1 earned, charged to Tavares.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, you make 3 errors and 11 hits and 9 runs, and you don't deserve to win baseball games. And like you said, we scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings and then shut it down after that.
Yeah. As bad as the 1-8 start has been, this could be the topper. Nick Johnson, foul ground, right side. 1 out. And they're doing this with Hanley Ramirez not hitting a lick. In this series, Hanley Ramirez is 1 for 12 with a bloop single. This will be the catcher, John Baker, who's now batting cleanup.
Bob, if you treat your opponent's hitters like Gehrig, Mantle, and Ruth, you're going to get beat. And it's not a question of whether you should disrespect them or not. You can't give them so much credit that you go away from your strengths. Whatever got you to the major leagues, keep doing it and start putting these people away. Or else get somebody that can. That's the difference. In my day, if you couldn't do the job, we'll get somebody that can.
And a 3-2 pitch. That ball hacked over to the right side by Baker. Hernandez throws him out, 2 down.
Well, that guy had a great day. Jeremy Hermita.
Man.
Whew. What is that, 7 ribbies?
8.
8?
And
Sorry.
6 of them, 2 of his 3 homers and 6 of his 8 RBIs against the Nationals. So he's had a fine year against us.
I'll say it again, you can't blame the starting pitchers the last 3 games. They did their jobs. They put us in a position to win these ball games.
If there's anybody who doesn't think the Florida Marlins are not serious contenders in this division, with what they've done so far, they've gone on the road and swept Atlanta. They're about to go 5-0 on the road to start the season. They're about to go 10-1, all in their division. And Ugla is gone. That's the thing about this series. Ugla and Ramirez not doing a thing. But the other Marlins are, and the Nats are way down by 3. Bats, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. He's 3 for 6 today with 3 runs, and he has single-handedly devastated the Washington Nationals today. Evidently, their closer, Matt Lindstrom, who threw a lot of pitches last night, is not available today. So this one is Kiko Caleros. He's the pitcher of record, trying to win his 13th major league decision.
Well, if you'll recall, Matt Lindstrom hurt his arm in the WBC, and we're really just 11 games in for the Florida Marlins. They're going to need Matt Lindstrom if they have some thoughts of going to the playoffs, which right now they look like a playoff-bound team.
Long way to go, but man, when you get off to a start like this,
it's much better than 1-9. They're going to go 10-1.
It's 5 of those at the expense of the Nats. So it's the bottom of the 11th. Elijah Dukes leads off, then Alberto Gonzalez, and then the pitcher's spot. Nationals have struck out 11 times today. But again, 6 runs, 7 hits should be enough to win. Shadows creeping now, hitting conditions very difficult. The Marlins scored 3 runs just in time for the light standards to start shading the batter's box. Elijah Dukes pops one up to short right field. Cody Ross. For the Marlins, good pitching broke out after the early struggles of Josh Johnson. Then he turned his day around, and their bullpen has given the Nationals nothing.
Well, we talked about that in game 1. This is a fantastically built team. Great young starting pitching, solid bullpen. Everybody throws in the 90s in that bullpen, but throws strikes to boot, and then plenty of offense to get things rolling. As I told you, they came in here after sweeping the Braves that swept the Nats. 21-6, they outscored them in 3 games there.
Gonzalez 0 for 4 today, 2 errors. Looked like an unforgettable day for a while. Now it appears to be one to forget.
Baseball is a very humbling game.
It punishes you when you don't do things right the fundamental way, right?
Well, you got to get all 27 outs. You got to fight like heck to get them.
Yankees gave up 14 runs in the second inning.
They must be happy in New York. I think the Yankees just may have given up 14 runs in 1 inning.
Told you it's Homerville up there. How many home runs did Cleveland hit with that 2-touchdown inning?
Check it. Gonzalez will foul it out of play.
No, Jabba Chamberlain didn't pitch well yesterday. 3 home runs, so that's 12 home runs in the first 3 games. Well, actually 2 games in what, 2 innings? 3 innings?
The Yankees got 2 in the first, and the Indians just scored 14 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. Chu a homer. Cabrera, Brady Sizemore, 3 of them. 14 runs in 1 inning. This will be easy for a Mezaga. 2 outs. And Josh Willingham will. No, it's Jesus Flores, pardon me, walking to the plate.
Well, those Yankee Stadium tickets went from about $41 to $71 in the new ballpark just for a regular seat. Good time to use him.
One hit off the glove of the shortstop since the 2nd inning. But you're not going to get 9 to 15 hits every game. And the Nationals again scored enough runs to win a ball game today.
Oh, and pitched well enough out of the starting rotation to win this ball game. I feel very bad for John Lannon and Scott Olsen. They've done great jobs the last 2 days.
Well, it's hard to believe, but the Marlins have beaten the Nationals again.